Hey, I'm Michael Denicola.
I'm Megan Lennius.
Hey there, I'm Midream LA.
I am Samuel Tucker Young.
And I'm Mecabad. Welcome to Creative Casters.
And you turn and Seven just...
What?
That's worse than a dragon! I saw you painting that, and I disapprove, Seb.
It was an age where time did not exist. The age of the gods. Discord came, and the gods waged war amongst themselves for supremacy. The crumbling worlds led to the collapse of creation. But creation fought back. Time appeared, imposing its curse to the vain immortals. If they dared to reappear, they would suffer the punishment and be forever forgotten. Thus, the age of the gods ended. However, Dominion holds a grudge. After thousands of years in exile, the gods continue to wage war through their incarnates. The balance is once again under threat. The curse of time is fading. The ultimate age has come.
Okay.
Nice.
So, last week, we left off. You guys, the biggest thing was kind of recovering from this cart and finding these ledgers and stuff as you guys were on this little side mission to locate Asbjorn. You realized a couple of major things once you actually returned back to the city and relayed some information back to Obgrin. Namely that there was some kind of, Garrus, your guild captain, was missing. There was some sort of council meeting going on with the High Council in the upper city. And you guys felt it was pressing enough that you wanted to get this information with your findings directly to him. You, in doing so, did manage to kind of get into the upper city and realize the difficulty of actually getting to the council chambers. It's not, it's invite only. You can't really just walk in. You learn the severity of the 10,000 pace prison as well for the most villainous and vile people within the city and its jurisdictions and how they deal with criminals. You learned a little bit about each other, namely Seven and Emmett. You guys had a conversation about Seven's previous history tied to this organization known as the Deck, some sort of kind of underground secret society of thieves and assassins and all kinds of nasty folk. Seven himself actually kind of pseudo being trained. That's where a lot of his skills have come from, namely through a particular individual named Declan. You guys were traveling around and Seven, you were shot in the back with a crossbow bolt, just kind of out of the blue in the middle of the crowd. Some guards got involved. It was a bit of a chase, though your assailers got away through some due diligence back at your guild hall to kind of rest and recover and piece together everything that had happened to you recently. You discovered a message, a series of messages, so to speak, hidden within this bolt. You were given a time and a place by Declan to meet him alone. Seems like you've been found out. They've been hunting you for some time, and now they kind of know where you are. And he's giving you this ultimatum to meet him at midnight at the docks and to come alone. So you all took a quick rest, formulated this plan, and you're headed there. From what I remember, Emmett, you and Day are both headed kind of beforehand. It's about 8-9 p.m. roughly. You guys were going to go ahead and head there to kind of scout stuff out, maybe gather some information, do what you can, and just told Seven you're going to kind of be waiting there and see whatever happens. Seven, you took a little more time to yourself. You spoke with Obgrin a bit to try and get a lay of the land. He gave you a pretty basic map of the area that he had with some key places marked, but he mentioned if you want something a little more specific, especially to the Port of the Kraken, where you guys are all eventually ending up, he suggested that you seek out the harbor master within the port itself, and I believe you were gathering your things and heading out as well. So what are you guys doing?
I know what I'd like to do.
Okay.
All right, I want to go back to Obgrin, the old quartermaster.
Yeah, he's still downstairs, just kind of working away. It seems like he's got several different pieces of just like some basic hide and leather armor that he's just kind of like oiling and cleaning up, and looks like he's doing normal stuff. He's tending to his shop, so to speak. He's just over in his corner. He's got a small little like half-eaten loaf of bread, his massive drinking horn that you always kind of see pretty close by his side, and he's just working in the corner.
Yo, Op, quick question before I head out.
Anything? Yes.
I might find myself in a relatively dicey situation within the next few hours. I was wondering, if one wanted a crash course, to maybe grab some spell scrolls, try to do a little magical nonsense real quick. Where would one go about finding such things?
If you're looking for something along the lines of scrolls and magic stuff, you could always pop by Orson's shop. It's not far from here. He tends to have all sorts of weird, interesting things. Perhaps there's something of interest you could pick up there.
That beautiful dwarf.
He's quite good with money and items for a reason. That's why he's the head of the Merchants Guild. If it's something of note, he's seen it or he's...
Well, all right. Thanks for the heads up, Opgrin.
And Seven, one more thing. Just don't be foolish, okay? I know you three are relatively new here, but if I'm being honest, looking around, you're pretty much, besides the captain and myself and a few others, you're kind of the most veterinized members we have here. We're trying to make something of this guild again. And to be honest, there's a couple people that are already starting to look up to you guys. You're the next new group that everyone's trying to become. So you are setting an example, whether you know it or not. And get yourself into trouble. I can't be looking after 10, 12 of you all running off and starting fires across the city, okay? Just don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Stay out of trouble. You got it.
Kind of just give you kind of the side eye, like knowing.
Yeah.
I know better, but
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, this
Yeah,
guild is fucked.
Cool. So you are going to head to Orson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're traveling on the way to Orson's. That's fine.
I guess
to Emmett and Day, where you guys, I know you left a little early.
Yeah,
you probably left a
headed
good 20, 30 minutes ago, and you're just walking together, headed towards
the docks, I would assume.
Towards the Port of the Kraken with the docks.
Yeah. All right, Day. Walk me through your plan again. We're hiding. This is what I know. I'm hiding. I duck down and become a box or a crate.
Yeah, we're gonna need some practice because you're pretty loud, dude. And it's true. I'm sorry. I know you think you're sneaky, but you're gonna have to really try to keep that armor quiet. Because as soon as any sound appears inside of the box, it doesn't hide your sound. They're gonna think something's in this box over here.
But I can be really quiet. I can be really, I won't say stealthy, but I feel sneaky, right? Like,
right. Maybe
even as you're walking down the street and having this conversation with Day, you're hearing every footstep just of your chain shirt. It's not horrible. It's enough that this is your normal garb. You're so used to this. It's kind of like just tuned out with the normal street noise, but you like take a moment to kind of settle down, and you're like, yeah, if I'm trying to hide, you like remember back to the tree in the bog.
Thinking back over the last 24 hours, you may have a point.
So maybe we err on the side of distance.
Can you change my face at all so I don't have to be quiet?
No. Although staying farther away will keep us safer. You understand? The safer we are, the more in danger Seven is. So we have to make a decision here to try and appropriately gauge how to save this guy's life, because he might be killed. He's walking into some dangerous stuff right now, and we're just gonna sit there and watch.
For I guess so what's our symbol together to make sure that if things are going bad, we probably should have asked him about this too. Do you think he'll remember this? If I see him do this, I'm jumping out.
I can message him later too. We can have a conversation going.
That's very true. So our current plan, we know that there's at least 2 number 5s, 2 number 8s, and a jack coming. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
So from the note, you remember my beautiful chess piece. From the note, I know that we have 2 5s, 2 8s, and a jack coming. I don't know what that actually means, what that equates to.
Neither do I.
It sounds bad. It sounds really bad.
Just have to be very.
You all would have also remembered from the conversation you had with Seven before you all left, and asking about that, like specifically with ranking and stuff like that. Yeah. Declan had. It's assumed Declan is some kind of face card, that it was ranked like cards in a deck. That's where the name comes from. So face cards are pretty high. Seven told you he never even got his rank. He's not even a 2. So you're aware that you're involved with some kind of serious individuals.
Now, it sounds crazy, but we may not be able to punch our way through this one, or smash it, or blast it, or
this is true.
Trick it, or
we might be able to trick it.
I doubt that we can trick it. So, I've dealt with them before in the past, and they're not easily tricked. I don't think that that's a good idea to try.
Sorry, what was that?
You're cracking up just a little.
I don't know if that's the best idea to try to trick it. Like, so whatever trickery that we decide on, we just have to we have to stay safe on top of it. And I'm not saying that we can't be there to help Seven, because I want to be there to help Seven first and foremost. It's just, we have to be careful. A long time ago, in what feels like a very different life, I watched the decks start a war between, I think, countries, kingdoms. Like, they started an actual war themselves. And if they have that pull, if they have that sway, we just need to be careful.
Okay, well, maybe we should get to practice as soon as we can. Then let's try and make it to the docks and start blending in.
Do I see on the way there? Do I see like an alleyway, like a dark alleyway?
Yeah, especially in the lower city, there's several small, just kind of like
follow me,
alleys and stuff between.
I'm gonna go stand against the wall, like face against it, like just kind of like.
Sure.
All right, try and disguise me. Or it needs to be.
All right, not quite gonna work that way. Let's get you down closer to the ground, as close to the ground as you can. Try to be small.
Yeah. I sit Indian style, right? Is that like with the cross legs? It's like with the shield. I hold my shield and my mace, and I just kind of like cannonball up a little, like in front, like.
Okay.
See, that's a little bit better. I kind of look around you. You see, we need a 5x5 cube. I think this fits in it. Let's go ahead and see how this looks. I use minor illusion. I cast a box around him. A wooden crate.
Yeah, and easy enough. You see this faint shimmer in the air, and there's just a wooden crate.
Right.
It used to.
Like,
the properties of the spell.
Yeah, we did this in the room too before we actually left.
Correct. So easy enough for you, especially in the alley amongst just kind of some old stuff that's like leaned up against the building and other small just barrels and stuff. There's just a crate in that alley. You know which one is the one that you cast the spell on because you're maintaining the spell. You know where it is, and you can see out of it. Everything sounds like you can see day. Sounds fine. Like your hearing and stuff isn't muffled. Your vision is fine. But you're kind of aware of this. Your best guess is it's working as intended, but you especially Day, you know how illusions work, and sometimes if things can perceive them, the illusion becomes noticed that it's an illusion.
Day, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Day.
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you.
Even through the box.
Yes, through the box, I can see you. Now, keep in mind,
There's a couple people across the street that are like seeing you in this alley, just kind of walking by and just like looking over. And
can they hear me?
you see them kind of talking to each other and like looking at you guys and just hurrying down.
Yes.
Did they hear that?
They think that there's a wild animal in this box now,
Nice.
which is actually a pretty good call.
Actually,
But
should I be a wild animal?
okay, we need to figure out how long I can keep this up for. So let's go ahead and test this. It's been about 45 seconds. We're coming up on a minute here. I want to see if I can recast it at the same time again, so that we can perpetually have this going. So let's see if we can do this.
You recast the spell. He's still great. You know, it's something you have to maintain every minute, which is a little tedious if you're going to be staking a place out for a while, but it's possible.
All right, we can do this. You don't need to hold your breath. You can stop. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Are you okay? You seem constipated. Should we take a break before we go to the...
I've realized I'm not as quiet as I thought I am. And I breathe loudly.
Right, yeah. We're going to have to err on the side of distance for this one, which is going to make it hard to protect 7.
Can you make me a boat?
No.
I stand up. half
You stand up and looking down from your waist down is a wooden.
Is it better, and I feel like I need to ask this, if we just put a hood on me and I walk around? Like, is that really that much worse?
I think, let's head to the docks, and as much as I hate to say this, we might need to steal some clothing so that you can look like a dock worker. You can't run around in that armor. They're going to know that if you're ready for battle.
I'm not taking off
If
my
we're
armor.
hiding you, you can't be in your armor.
You mean as a dock? All right. Well, I guess I'm a box because I'm not taking off this armor.
Right. Yeah. So, let's go down there and see what we see and start trying to blend in.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's see if we can find a good spot. Yeah.
All right, you guys are approaching the port of the Kraken and the docks. You can already kind of begin to smell that salty air. There's the sound of
my favorite kind of air.
It tastes horrible.
Coconut water air.
I just like it.
Salty.
PJ Salt in the chatty air. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys know you
Coconut
are
water air.
Gross. You will be there shortly. We're going to jump back to 7 now.
Cool.
So 7, you eventually come in front of what was the more kind of crowded. You arrive at a very crowded shop front, or a storefront that you remember used to be very crowded when you first saw Orson.
Yeah, I remember the general
around
shop.
it. Yeah, but it's now it's not normal. It's still open. It's later in the evening, but it's open. You can see light coming in from outside. A couple individuals moving around inside. Some going in and out. Not frantically busy like you saw when Orson was standing in front of it, but it's still open for business. You can see the sign on the front of it says Orson's Odds and Ends.
All right, I'm gonna enter the shop and I guess look for old Orson.
Okay, you push through the wooden door. You can hear that it does hit a bell that goes off as you enter the establishment, and far from the back of the room, you can kind of see leaning over past like an individual whose back is turned to you is a very large white dragonborn that you saw. He's just kind of standing there. He sees you and just kind of gives like a nod and gives you like the 1 second kind of hand gesture. You can see he's still with someone else. There's almost like think of it as like a lap on this floor of where you can like walk around, where there's like a couple of like glass top cases with items. There's the right side of the wall you can see looks where it's a lot more things like armor. You can see different pieces of armor hung along the walls. There's shields. There's a couple simple weapons and stuff.
It's like D&D Kmart.
Exactly. In the center is more like organic stuff. So there's things like traveling foods, things like rope and tinder to start campfires. There's stuff like coal and incense and some basic herbs for travel and adventure needs.
It's like
Pretty
D&D Trader
straightforward stuff.
Joe's.
Exactly. To the left is where there seems to be more. There's like these much larger kind of like bookshelf style cabinets that are like with shutters that are latticed that you can see through but are closed. You can tell on that side there are several books and small like racks with several glass vials of varying liquids in them. And then far at the back where Durham is with another person right now is much more kind of elaborate glass cases, and these also seem to be much more secured. You can tell there's like nicer stuff back there, as well as some stuff hanging on the back wall. But that's like the nice stuff is in the back of the store,
Right.
which makes sense. You can see that there's a little like flip open counter with a back door that is also currently closed right now. And also in that far back corner is a like small spiral staircase, like corkscrew style, that appears to go up to a second level.
All right, so we got like a high ticket kind of area and an off
More
limits
like-
kind of area.
Sort of. So it looks like the more like exotic and unique / expensive stuff is going to be in the back, which is where Durham is talking with some. And then there's there's like your basic stuff in the middle. There's armor and everything off to your right. What looks to be like books and potions off to the left.
Anyone else in the store besides those two?
There's a couple people. You can see someone is like gathering some stuff. It looks like they had already just made a purchase and are putting it into a pack. They're just loading up with a lot of the stuff like from the center, so just your basic traveling things. And they kind of walk past you as you're walking around and looking at all this stuff and exit the shop. You can hear the bell ring behind you. You can see that Durham like goes into the back, comes out again with something that seems to be like wrapped in this kind of like black cloth, and hands it to this person, takes a small sack of coins and kind of pockets it underneath the counter, and then just kind of flips the latch open and walks around the counter and comes up and approaches you. He says, well, good evening. What are you looking for?
Well, my dragonborn friend, I'm going to be straight with you. I need a crash course in magic. Just some basic stuff. Some things that might help me. Should I end up in trouble in the near future? Just some handy quick spells. Think about like wizardry 101. Anything you got? Anything like that in here? Anything that can help me out? Or like scroll, casting for babies.
If you want something like that, I suggest go into one of the colleges, but something tells me they're not really going to take someone like you in.
And that too.
Right. Now, scrolls, I do have. Got some books around here. Everyone come with me. He kind of heads back around behind the counter and loops around to the side where all the books and everything are. You can see him open one and creaks the door open and pulls through a few things and lays them out on the counter in front of you. Just kind of shoves this small little red leather book over across the counter towards you. Says, something we brought back recently in our trip out east. Some trader said it would teach you magic. I suppose something like this might be right up your alley. Don't know what's in it. Don't care. I don't like magic.
I hear you myself, but I've been hanging out with this wizard dude lately, and I've seen him do some pretty cool stuff. So I figured I need any help I can get. What's the price on this bad boy?
Well, Orson's been stuck doing inventory and a couple other business meetings, and we haven't priced much of this new stuff. Why don't we say
10 gold. I can do that. I've got... Oh, man. You know what? I haven't used currency in what feels like forever.
Is that your way of saying you haven't got money?
No, I've got money. Yeah, I slide him 10 gold pieces.
He kind of... You can see he looks a little surprised, and he kind of scoops them up. You see him like fumble through the coins a minute, making sure they're all gold. Kind of like looks at you, pockets them, pushes the book to you, says, "Right, enjoy your newfound magic."
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Any other tips for this? Should I just crack it open and just start sifting through? There.
Whatever you learn, it's not our fault for damages or to yourself or property, and don't use it in my shop.
Okay. All right, so you don't have like a champagne room for spell casting. What about your backyard, maybe?
Don't use it in or around the shop, more specific.
Yo, I'm gonna find some.
Say that again. For some reason, Discord keeps cutting out a little bit. Say that again, Austin.
Austin said he's gonna find some stuff in there. He's wanting to. He's now hearing about the shop.
Yeah.
Austin didn't know.
It's true.
I don't know.
All right.
So
I'm gonna make Seth re-describe the shop in detail next time I go in there because I'm like, I've never been here before.
No worries. I'll be like, yeah, Mike.
You got a lot of cool stuff in here, Durham.
It's always changing. Most of the stuff you see here, and he kind of gestures to the like tables in the centers. Most of it's your normal stuff that we keep in pretty well stocked, even supply. But it's worth coming back. We get interesting things from time to time.
Ooh! This is not going to be the last time you see the likes of me in here.
If that means you're coming back to spend money, sounds great. If it means you come back because you blew your hand off,
no.
My
if anything is blown on me, you'll be the first to know.
I regret that immediately. Thank you.
All right, you have a good day, sir.
I'll try.
That's good.
Got him.
All right, so I'm going to try to mosey on out of here and find like, I don't know, maybe a rooftop, a quiet place somewhere to crack this baby open and see what I can.
Okay,
learn.
yeah, it's easy enough for you. You've spent a lot of time here. I mean, you grew up here. You duck through some alleys, avoid any kind of real lookers on, and you either find a quiet spot or you manage to climb up to a roof of solitude, as you do. And you have this new small book.
Ooh, yeah. Let's get that spine. Snap it. Let's really crack this bad boy open. Let's flip through.
Yeah. As you're flipping through, you can see on the cover it's actually very plain. There's no like title. There's no really identifying markings. You can see that kind of like almost stamped into the leather on the cover, like recessed and pressed into it, is this some kind of like arcane symbol. You don't know a lot about magic. You don't really know what that means. You can tell it's definitely magic, though, because you've at least seen that before. Maybe your wizard buddy knows something about it. But you kind of pay it no mind. And as you're flipping through, you can see it is not printed, but it is, in fact, this looks like it was just some kind of like a journal or a notebook. And it is someone's notes on kind of like a beginning path to magic. You can see where someone has some spells written out, kind of like exposés on what did and didn't work, where they've messed stuff up, what not to do. It's more of trial by error, where here's how this works because here's the 19 times I screwed it up, learn from my mistakes kind of thing, and it's some very basic stuff, but you spend some time kind of going over all of this. You do pick up on a name throughout all of this. It's written by someone named Leon.
Cool.
Whoa. Thickest lore.
Oh man.
Seth, you're a crazy
I
person,
am.
and I love you for it.
Thank you.
I want to meet Leon.
All right, I'm flipping through this book. I want to see if I can't maybe try a spell or or.
So what would you like to try?
I would like to try a ritual spell.
Okay.
And I would like to cast Find Familiar.
Okay. Oddly enough, you've also, being kind of near and on top of one of these shops, it's easy enough to say that you grab some of these components. We'll let that slide.
Okay.
So it's one of the first spells in the book, and you can see because there's just this kind of like picture of this happy little face, and we're talking like this looks like a little kid drawing, right? Like this is. Part of you believes either like this is either a child, like this is a very young person's book, or someone who's just like doesn't give a shit about art and just is doing it really quickly.
I like it.
Everybody cares about art. Don't be offended, Austin.
I like this.
You know,
I like this guy
it looks
already.
like I drew it. How about that? Is that better? So a very, very simple, like stick figure style. There's just an individual in the middle, and you can see how it's got all that, like, you know, how much of each component you need. It says that it takes this much time, and there's also like all these different figures. You can see all these different like creatures, animals, just kind of surrounding them, and it looks like they're like covered in fire and smoke. It looks kind of weird and terrible. But you take the time kind of following the process, and this small little fire that you have going with all these components begins to flicker and flash, and you can see that it's almost like shooting up like a sparkler would as this stuff is being consumed in the fire. And the fire fizzles out. There's this plume of this smoke that just kind of like lingers in the air and then slowly dissipates. What does your familiar look like?
My familiar looks like a white owl.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
So
What?
very,
Mike.
very Harry
Mike,
Potter.
bro.
There's this.
I'm just
there's
ripping
this
off the Harry
lingering
Potter vibe.
plume of smoke that just kind of curls and dissipates, and then you can hear just a faint flutter and like up and out of the brazier that's there, just kind of like kicking off ash and soot. Flaps up in a flash, and like a couple feathers fly off and around, and then like landing on the ledge right in front of you with its head turning and looking at you is this pristine small white owl with this faint blue light like glowing from its eyes.
Damn. Blue eyes white owl.
Thank you for picking up on that. I'm so proud of you. That one was technically just for chat, but thank you.
Nice.
Oh,
Video
man.
reps.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm not a part of this scene because there's no way I'd be able to keep it together.
This owl is just looking at you, and you can see every now and then its head doing full rotation and looking around and then looking back.
What's up, owl buddy? We're gonna need to find a name for you.
Just kind of like hops towards you a little bit on the ledge. And it's tiny. We're not talking like a full-size barn owl. I mean, this thing is like water bottle sized. It's not super huge.
Nice. You look mobile, little guy. All right. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, owl. I don't know if you can understand me. I'm just glad I didn't blow off either one of my hands. Hey, owl, can you like swoop around a little bit? Do a little, show me what you got.
You see him kind of like preen out his feathers and like ruffle himself off for a minute, and he just takes off and just begins circling around in the city. He's and pretty mobile, and also it's like this owl has lived here because you're seeing it like duck through buildings and like he's just taking off, checking stuff out, makes a couple laps, pretty silently too, darts back through, and you see him come, and he just kind of latches on and lands right on your shoulder.
Awesome.
Very stark difference between you and you've got kind of just more darker tones, grayscale with your robes and your cloak and everything, and then there's just this stark white owl on your. It's pretty beautiful.
You just became way cooler than all of us. Damn it.
Damn.
It's kind of one of them being right up on real up close on you. He does have, in fact, these kind of like icy blue eyes, but you can see just that faint kind of outline that wisps out from his pretty.
Nice.
You can tell there's some magical shit going on with it.
I love you, Magic Owl.
As you are having this conversation with your owl too, you realize at the end of that when you say I love you, Magic Owl, that you're kind of jarred back into a reality slightly by just sound of street and people below you.
Mm-hmm.
And realize you have not been speaking out loud this entire time.
Oh!
Yep, when you told that owl to fly, it did.
What the fuck?
That's the first actual words that come out of your mouth. And as you do, the owl just kind of cocks his head to the side and looks.
Damn. All right. Listen, we're gonna figure out a name for you. Maybe you'll help me choose your name. Right now, I guess, you want to just kind of be like a drone? Do you know what a drone is? I don't know how sentient you are, but just, man, you mind just like hovering around me like a normal owl while I can walk through the streets?
just kind of turns his head back normal again and like looks around for a bit and looks at you, blinks a couple times, and then just flies up and away from you. You kind of every now and then, like you're looking around, you see him just kind of he's chilling up on one building corner and flits around and disappears behind another building, and you look over to your side and he's up on a railing, pecking at the railing or something, hanging out. He's kind of always
Fantastic. Oh man, I love this book. I love this owl. I hope I don't die. All right. Can we just say that I flipped through it? Maybe I try another couple spells a little later on.
Absolutely. You probably spend a little bit of time. I mean, not too much time. This is right as you left. This is probably as you Emmett and Dave were making their way to the dock. You're taking some time here. You spend a good bit of time actually perusing through this book. The biggest other thing that you probably spend the most time practicing and messing with is a very, very useful tool. It's something that you actually even kind of heard amongst some of the other members under Declan when you were on missions with them. It's the way that you saw some of them get into buildings and get through locked doors and stuff, more so than just using your set of thieves tools. And you kind of you see this spell and realize you put two and two together and like, oh, I need to figure this one out. So that's definitely the next one you're going to focus your time on learning. So you're chilling on your roof with your owl, and Emmett and Day, you guys get back to.
I would like to go to the docks.
Yeah. You guys arrive. You know what? Let me do it. Should we do it, chat?
Is that
Oh, we go into the docks? When you say we go into the docks, you mean we go into the docks? All right. We go into the docks, huh?
What's the Mario song? Dire Docks?
Dire Docks.
That could have been the episode name.
All right. Hit me with that sweet, sweet map cam.
All right. On 1, 2. Here we go. Going to the docks, y'all.
Nice.
Oof. Right.
Here we go.
Oof. Look at that production value, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, look at that. Look at that scene.
Damn.
Sexy.
As best you all can kind of see, here we have you, Day. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. Can you see that? I need to come up more. Okay. It's kind of rough to see. I'm trying to look back between with it being next to me and the freaking actual stream here.
Yo, that map looks so sick. Did you make this?
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is. You can see my hand. I'm right. This is next to me.
What?
Dude.
This is all the stuff I have.
Ugh, dude.
All right. So, as best you can see on stream, like at the edge of it here, I got you got Emmett and Day. You guys, there's it's bustling, but not like busy. You can see that it's not super crowded. There aren't a ton of people here, but people are moving to and fro. There are people that are like, you can see dock workers and fishmongers. There are, even though I don't have them, let's say there's a couple of boats actually out here. Just some smaller boats that look like they're just kind of more or less unloading and like doing basic repairs, like stocking for the morning kind of thing. Like it's more end of day kind of routine, closing out your day sort of thing. There are several people. You can see there's a couple people like standing on the edge of the docks fishing. There's some people just around like small little fires, just talking. There are some people that are still selling stuff out of like a small stall off to the side, as well as a number of individuals that are in various like balconies and towers and stuff around, just either staring into the night sky, having a cigarette break, or just general. I mean, this is kind of it's almost like the whole port itself is like a giant tavern.
I'd like to like walk through the street like nonchalantly.
Sure. As you guys are walking,
not actually
everyone does kind of. Everyone takes notice of you, but no one's like paying you any mind really. People just kind of glance up, and it's just like passing someone on the street. They see you, and it's okay. And you're seeing all races here too. There's some goblins walking around. There's orcs. There's humans. There's dwarves. It's very diverse here. I will say more and more though, as you're kind of seeing it pop up behind like between an alleyway walking from one building to another. You just see a couple of little feet behind a stack of crates that it's carrying and disappear into another alley that turns or a building. It does seem to be a little more concentrated with goblins in this area, which Emmett, you know, is actually pretty normal. Most of this entire district is predominantly run by the goblins.
Is there a specific free league for that, or is that just like city based? Like
there is a league. There's the League of Ferrymen. It's not just limited to the goblins themselves.
Oh, that name's so easy to. Like FAIRY, like men that are
FERRY, like taking a ferry, like a boat. You know, like in a port where you child.
Am I a child?
No, you're a half orc.
Ah, got him. It was me. All right. So looking around, do I see anything that's like a good place that I think I could be a crate at?
You see a couple of places where there are some crates already, and looking around, seeing that it is pretty scattered with barrels and like coils of rope and stuff like that. It like you being a crate, as long as no one was watching you become a crate, it'd be pretty easy to just have a.
It would be pretty easy to just have a crate.
Yeah, I mean, like blending in as a crate is actually really good here because you won't be like the only crate on the street kind of thing. Like it'd be much easier for you to.
I kind of walk. I walk towards that. I'm like, Day, what about here? And I kind of walk towards. I walk over to the tower where those two boxes are, and I kind of like look around, like back at Day. Like, is this a good place? Like, does this seem like a good place? Are the people clearly watching me?
Yeah, I mean, we'll put it this way. So, especially as you guys move in a bit, there's like a section of crates at the base of a tower, but there's someone literally kind of like up there on the second level, just looking around.
I don't notice him yet, so I do the walking over to those crates, looking down, and then. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. He's not looking right at you, but you can see that like a good 15 feet above you is
slowly back away. That's probably not a good spot unless he moves. Like, can we kind of spend the next couple hours like trying to find, I guess, the best spot?
Sure.
Emmett, I think it might be best to actually maybe get a barrel or a crate, unhinge it, and just stick you in there. I think it might even be safer. It'll take an extra quick little second to jump out because you'll need to push through this wooden barrier in front of you, but it won't be attached to anything. You'll be able to fall right out of it and get going. Maybe instead of disguising you as a crate, maybe we just get a crate. What do you think?
Oh, and just put me in
in an actual crate, yeah.
We never thought there'd be actual crates involved.
Dave,
what do you think?
That's honestly brilliant, and I'm a little disappointed in us that we didn't just think of putting me in a crate. Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't we just think of putting me in a crate?
I'm sure we can just go ahead and grab a crate off of somewhere. These things are going in and out. I'm sure somewhere it's being unloaded. We could just pick up one of these crates for a quick 10 copper.
Let's ask. Yes, let's do it. Let's ask someone for a crate.
Cool. Yeah.
I think I may think that I'm more skilled than I am. And why didn't we just think of putting me in a crate?
I don't know. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it at all. I guess I go to magic
as
first,
you guys are
you're
having this discussion.
You're a bad influence, Day. I would have thought about being a crate.
You can hear pretty heavy footfalls kind of approaching you. You can just hear the thud on the creaking wood. And you all look up, and there's a very broad, very tall, very beefy orc man who has approached you guys. He's got kind of the like bucket fisherman's hat on. You can see that he has these like kind of pullback braided like dark brown dreadlocks that are just covered in like
he's a what? Sorry.
He's an orc.
An orc? Half orc or just orc?
No, full orc. But he's taller and wider than you are. This is a big dude.
Damn, I'm huge.
You can see, this dude is massive. We're talking pushing 7 feet easily. He's a big guy, very broad shoulders, and he's barrel chested, quite literally. Like he's huge. The sound of him approaching was just because of his size. He's like straining the dock that he's walking on, essentially.
By dear Costa.
He has, you can see on his left arm is he's covered in tattoos. He's got the hat on, but he's essentially shirtless. He's got like a kind of like a bandolier leathered strap across like his shoulder in front, but like he's not wearing a shirt or anything, and he's covered in tattoos as well as scars. This is a rough looking dude. You can see he has his left arm. There are these like winged, maybe dragons. It's hard to tell. Some kind of like flying snake, reptile-looking creature tattooed. There's a blue one and a red one that look like they're kind of like tangling with each other and fighting. And there's like flames going on his left arm. His right arm is another. This looks more like a snake. This like coiling blue serpent going up his right arm and over his shoulder. You can see cracks of lightning on that side.
Damn.
And up across his chest is just kind of this like snarled white wolf face just blazoned right on his chest, and there's just like looks like cracks of ice and frost around that. He's got kind of like, you can see he's got tattered and torn like purple pants, a la the Hulk sort of.
Yeah.
And then he's got like, there's just big coils of rope. There's what looks to be this big like kind of drinking gourd, because there's a spout and like holes in the top of it. He smells heavily of alcohol, though he doesn't look intoxicated or anything. He also has like a 10-foot fishing pole that he has like saddled over one shoulder that he's holding in one of his arms. And he just walks and gets very close to you guys. He just says, "Could you please keep it down? You're scaring the fish."
Yes, sir. Sir.
Good.
What?
He just kind of
turns
turns and...
Question. What was your name, sir?
He turns back around again, looks at the two of you, and said, "The name's Gorthok."
Gorthok. Yeah, it's a pleasure, Gorthok.
It wasn't. You're being loud. You scare my fish.
I've learned today I'm actually much louder than I thought I was. I didn't know.
It's good. Learning's good.
Yeah.
Change that.
Gorthok. Cool. Are you a fisherman, Gorthok? Do I have to whisper?
He very quickly kind of like swats the fishing pole at you and like hits it across your shoulder and your neck. It startles you more than it damages you. It just clacks on your armor very quickly. He just says, "What do you think?" Picks the fishing pole back up and just turns and walks towards the dock. And you see him kind of like patting his hand like in the air to the side in the like keep it down motion. He just says, "Don't scare the fish." And you just see him walk out to the end of the pier and cast his line.
I just look at I just stare at Day. That was the coolest person I've ever met in my entire life.
On this map right now, on the right hand side, past the screen, is that the ocean, or is all of that the ocean? All that gray part?
Yeah. Like this is the city side, and then like this is where it just mixes in, where you can see there's ports and docks and stuff coming in. Yeah, that's just open water leading. Okay, this area is also kind of like, even looking out that direction, it's like a big bay, so to speak, like a big horseshoe of a bay, where you can see that there are some rock outcroppings and stuff. There are literal natural like formations with the rocks and the land too in this bay that just coil and finger out like tentacles would, which is this port has its name, the Port of the Kraken. It looks like, you could say, a big like rock squid is sitting in this bay.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. I whisper Emmett, "Hey man, let's keep it to whispers from now on. No more talking. Let's get a move on." And we just kind of keep walking.
Why are you saying that so loudly? You're saying that so loudly. Did you not hear what Gorthok just told us? Keep it down.
Emmett, that was a message. That was in your head.
Oh. Sure. Find me a crate.
You can respond in your head too. Let's stop talking. So I message you.
I say, find me a crate. But I just stare at you in the eyes.
Yeah, it was a great job. I heard all of it. Thank you. I make a motion to kind of head toward the docks, toward the boats, see if we can find anybody unloading, see if we can snag a crate and be like, hey, we got to load something up.
Okay, there are a couple of individuals at the boats. I don't have them represented because I haven't finished making my boats yet. Yes, I'm making.
Wait,
we'll say these are just like tiny longboat style. Like this fits maybe a couple people and some wares and stuff like that. This is nothing major. These are like the boats that would be bringing in people or goods that like go back and forth from the main ship that's anchored somewhere beyond the bay. Which you can see a couple of larger ships far off, just in the mist, like out past the bay. And there's a small goblin and a human man that are seafaring folk, and you can see that it looks like they're like undoing like where their boat was tied off. It looks like they have unloaded whatever they were doing, and they're getting ready to head back out towards whatever ship they belong to. They're the only ones that you really see working on the ship.
Pardon me, gentlemen. Do you perchance have a crate that you're willing to part with for a few copper?
I try to think at him. You're being really loud. I don't know if it works or not.
It doesn't go through, yeah.
A crate for a few copper, huh? What kind of crate?
I don't know. Maybe house a goat. A goat, maybe big enough for a goat. Where we're transporting.
A crate. Hope you don't want this goat to be in this crate for too long. You'll need something like.
Not to interrupt, but I think it needs to be a little bigger than a goat. Possibly like a mountainous man. Like think like the coolest, a large goat, like the muscliest.
How big is Bessie? We're transporting a small cow.
Yes. No. Well, not a cow. More like a bull. Like a strong, masculine bull type.
Yes, as you can see, my friend is very attached to this bull.
Like a ram. Like a ram.
Hold on. What the hell kind of animal are you trying to fit inside?
It's a bull ram goat. We need a great crate.
You having a laugh? Is this funny? You wasting my time?
No, we would like to buy a crate off of you.
That's also true.
Crate.
No.
Buy. I turn around and leave.
I'm with him. So, do you actually have? Do you have any sort of? Okay, I go follow.
Right.
I message Emmett. If you try and message me without me messaging you first, it won't come through. Do you know that? I saw you being a goof trying to talk to me. I didn't hear a single word.
But you can hear me now, I think.
I'll interrupt you guys briefly just for a note that might help you. If you're talking through message, try and do like I'm holding a microphone gesture so that they realize it's a message. Or saying like, I message Emmett, blah, 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 blah. Then he knows he can respond and do the same thing, because it's also going to help me know what...
Oh, give me one of these. Give me the Professor X.
Yeah, something. Exact. Something to show that you're doing that. Like, all you got to do is say, I message Emmett, or I message so-and-so, and then do that. Cool. We did it.
All right, cool. Emmett's a bull. Yes. iMessage. Yeah. iMessage Sam.
Oh, yeah.
We had that happen in the room. We had all those jokes.
Literally iMessage.
Yeah. Cool. So as we're approaching another boat.
Well, we'll do this. I guess what's your plan here? So I know you guys are going to spend some time here. If you're going to be here the entire time, you still have some hours to kill. If the idea of the goal is finding and purchasing a crate, or just obtaining a crate.
Find a crate, put me in the crate, put that crate somewhere in the area. Inconspicuously.
Sure. So why don't you both give me an investigation check?
Ooh, first roll of the day.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Natural 20!
Oh, nice,
I actually rolled a natural 20! I never rolled natural 20s!
I got total 22.
You still got better than me? You son of a bitch. Wait, what's my investigation? I got a 19? This is bullshit. I got an
Investigation is -1.
This sucks.
Through your combined efforts, you both managed to find, kind of stored in between this alleyway between these two buildings, the back of which being behind a pretty major tavern. There's a tavern here known as the Inkwell. Emmett, you know of it. It's kind of it's a port tavern. It's a great bar. It's a great inn. It's seen all sorts of travelers. And at the back of it is just stacks and stacks of like barrels, crates, stuff that they use for storage, transporting goods, getting stuff shipped in. They clear it out every now and then or break them down to reuse them. You guys managed to find a pretty large crate, and it is completely empty. And you're like, this is perfect. It could actually fit both of you. It's that big, and it's sturdy. It's not super heavy. It's made out of it's just meant to transport and not necessarily like protect or store, for like long travel or something like that. This isn't like a trunk that if it fell off a cart wouldn't break, but you're not using it for traveling. You're trying to use it to just hide. So you gather this crate. It's stuck behind the building. You can get to we'll say it's like back over here. If you can see my hand and I don't knock shit over. Yeah, back in the back corner there of the map is kind of where you guys are coming from, back behind that. Mm-hmm. So if you want, if it depends on where you want to be with it. You have some time to place it, but I mean it's a pretty big box. So you're either gonna like Metal Gear Solid this, or you're just gonna push a crate out of the middle of nowhere and eventually try and get inside. It's up to you.
Emmett, I say we take the bottom out of this crate so we can move around if we need to.
Should we both be in the crate? I don't know if that's a good idea. You should be out of the crate. Right?
I could be out of the crate. Yeah.
I'll be in the crate.
This is also a real crate, so you can't see through it.
Yeah.
So with this crate, is there any magic you can do to help me see through it? Or will it be like your fake crate? Not fake crate.
No. This is a completely normal crate. You won't be able to see through it at all, unless you poke a hole here or there. We might be able to. I think we can manage that.
I open it up. I pull out my mace, and I'll pull out maybe like. Do I got a little? What's in my mess kit? You know what I mean?
What are you trying to do?
Just make a little hole.
Yeah, I mean it'd be easy enough. Your mace is kind of more like a morning star, is it not? It's got like
It's definitely a morning star.
I mean you can use that to poke through some holes. That's not too difficult. Again, you've got time.
All right, I get in.
Do this.
I poke a hole, and then I put up a number or something, Day, and I'm like in the box and I'm like trying to see if I could see. Dave, like put up a number. 3. Wait, can I see that?
Yeah, I mean he's standing pretty close to you. Yeah, I'm
4 3 4
really
4 3 4 3 4 3. All right, go back. Like walk like 40 feet away. All right, I don't know what I expected. I can't actually see the number. You're really. All right, I get out of the crate.
Okay. So with this little peephole you've made, you can see pretty well. Up to 20 feet is about the farthest you can be to see. You can see beyond that, but it's just kind of blurred shapes and colors to that point. It'd be enough to know that you can see a moving figure. But
I can see D&D beyond that.
Well, we're not sponsored yet.
You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yet? Oh, he dropped a yet on him. Ooh, sprinkle it down. All right, I would like to then try and, I guess, break the bottom out of this thing? That sounds loud.
Yeah, it's, no, so even you getting, like, the top off to get into it, it is, the sides and the top and bottom are all nailed together with, like, carpenter's nails. It's enough to hold it together, and it'll hold. But you even gather, like, the size of this thing, you couldn't have this thing full of anything heavy because the bottom would probably fall out anyways.
Oh. So me.
Meaning,
literally.
like, it's fairly, well, right, like, if someone were to pick you up in the crate, there's a chance that over time the bottom would fall out. Okay. This could have been used to store, lighter goods.
Gotcha.
Regardless, it's like a not balsa wood because that stuff will snap if you look at it. But you get what I'm saying. This is it's lightweight.
Snap if you look at it. I like that.
Well, if we can, maybe here's what we do: we take the bottom out, and then I've heard of a grate great warrior a long time ago named Fred Flintstone. And what he used to do, he used to take the bottom out of things and use his feet to propel himself forward. So maybe you, if we Fred Flintstone it, like Mr. Flintstone himself, I can walk the crate forward as you push it into place on the dock, and we do that as inconspicuously as possible.
I think that's a great idea. I say we move forward with that, but give it some time. I'm going to sit on top of this crate for the moment. I kind of like sit on top with my ass like right on top of Sam's head, or right on top of Emmons' head. It's going to sit here for a little bit. Let's make sure that we get a proper surveying of these surroundings before we start moving a crate anywhere.
Sweet.
All right. That's our plan.
Why don't you guys give me a perception check?
Are you sure that we don't want to just make me a crate instead? How do we not think of... God damn it.
Man.
Oh, yeah, this is...
I got a 4 total.
I got a 5 total.
Awesome.
Great.
You guys spend the better part of like the next probably hour to an hour and a half trying to you kind of keep coming up with there's a great spot. We could be by those other crates. No, this crate is way too big. It's gonna stick out, and you kind of like are arguing in this alley back and forth as you've made these preparations. You've even tested the whole getting up where you can pick up and lift the crate or push and walk so you can move it around easy enough and fairly undetected. However, you're just indecisive about. You have no idea where the meeting is actually going to be. You now realize you haven't talked to Seven to know. All you know is midnight at the docks. The docks also go pretty far. It's not just where we are. You like looking down. This sprawls like left and right. What if it's like much further down? And you have no idea if this is even the right spot. So it's hard for you to pick a place to stake out. And for the moment, all you've got is hiding in this alley in your crate. You can choose to be anywhere else, but you now realized how little information you.
We need to work on our planning.
Yeah. Also, is this tavern right here? Do you know if the bar is open at night? Will people be in and out of there tonight?
Seth, do I know that?
You do, and even you guys being like basically behind it, you can hear it's very active. There's it's pretty lively in there. There's a number of people in there, and it's like kind of more so just starting. This is more like a night hangout.
There's no last call
during the day too
in the city, right?
Not especially not here. No,
yeah.
This is more of it's closed when the barkeep decides to go.
It'll be open. Is it also an inn or is it just a bar?
It is a tavern, so it has a bar, but it is there are rooms and
okay, cool.
Well. It's a pretty.
It'll be open. It's also a tavern, so it's not necessarily going to close. You know what I mean, Day?
Good. Okay. We can definitely use that later. We have the ability to use these people to our advantage. Now, some of them, I don't know what these guys are like. I don't know if this interaction is going to be super peaceful or not. But if we need to, calling upon the people in the tavern might help at least cause a little bit of chaos, so we can.
That's true.
We can move appropriately between them.
If we are lucky enough that it even happens at this part of the dock, I haven't been in the city for a long time. I forgot how large these docks actually are. Is there a way to reach Seven? I mean, I guess.
I don't think he's here yet. There's no way for me to reach him.
It's almost better if we don't talk. I don't know, but I feel like it's better if we don't talk to him before he gets here, because we don't want to put more of a mark between. They probably know that we're together, but in fact, you may want to start disguising yourself right now, if we're alone.
You know what? You're right. Are you going to be okay here for a little bit?
I get in the crate and I poke my eye hole out.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Great. Okay. I'm going into this tavern. You won't see me come out. I'll see you tonight.
That was a mental message.
Okay, but we didn't put the crate in place.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let's move this into the right place then. Let's go.
Okay. I get out of the crate. Wait.
Okay.
Wait, we don't know. Dave, where are we putting the crate?
Let's put this crate next to
God.
this. Next to this other. I point at it's kind of hard to actually tell you. You see this crate, the top one in like the middle left part of the camera.
These?
A little bit to the left. I guess that's not a crate. It's like a little pillar.
Like out by the docks? Out
No,
there?
more toward the screen left. Like your hand was just over it. It's
the ones that are on fire here?
Yeah, those ones right here, right
So
next to that.
Those are pillars of light.
Yeah, it's like a pillar with a brazier on it with fire going.
Let's
Like
put me
light up.
against that wall up there, right?
Cool.
Sure.
So you guys are gonna just push this crate, and you're gonna get people will see. It'd be more of a like you can move it out there, and then to get in it, you're gonna have to like time it and be sneaky and try and get in without anyone noticing you. That's possible, but if you're just gonna like push a box out into an alley into like a street and then climb inside of it, some people are going to see it's a big ass box.
No, we were gonna Flintstone it.
Yeah.
He's in it with the bottom.
He
out, so
pushes
can
it out, but
walk.
I'm already
So
in
there's
it.
just gonna be a okay.
Yeah. I'm in
Okay,
it.
Whoa,
pushing
hold
it
on,
forward.
hold on.
I'm ready.
Now, before I move this box, if that armor's clanking around, it's going to be very obvious here.
Just say that you're transporting armor, and you're waiting for your shipment.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's see if we can do anything to help distract people elsewhere. You know what? No. Let's just push this out there. That works. Sure. Let's do it. Let's kind of start to
All
push.
right, I'm in the crate. I'm on this. I'm pushing the side, and I like. Well, before I get in, just message me if you need me to go left, right, forward. You're running
Yeah,
point.
that sounds great.
Copy, sir. Okay.
Okay,
I'm in the crate and I'm pushing.
him.
Okay, you all push a crate out. Let's see if I have anything big. I do, but it's not on me right now. You have a crate. Emmett, you're inside of a crate, and you're hiding over here. You said by this wall, back wall back here.
Crate me.
So you're in a crate. And Day, you're gonna head into the inkwell.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you Day, or have you disguised yourself?
I have
Question.
not disguised myself yet.
Okay. Go ahead, Emmett.
I poked my eye out. Does it look like anyone noticed?
Make a perception.
17.
Okay. You guys took your time, and it was easy enough to move the planet. It looks like he's just shoving this shipment over. He even kind of very skillfully, you see him he pulls out his dream book and looks like he's marking in it, even though he's not writing anything, and as if he's making some kind of note. And you see him kind of like hit on the side of the crate, leave it here, and he shouts down the street make sure we load up the others or whatever to no one. No one really seems to be even paying you guys any mind. You don't know if this whole facade was necessary, but either it wasn't and it didn't matter, or you pulled it off and people didn't pay attention because of your act. So best you can tell, no one knows that you were inside of this box. And Day is walking off.
I sit. I
pretty
cross my
normally
legs.
Okay.
I do one of these. I know you can't hear me, but GG. And then I sit down and I just start kind of like rubbing on my mace. Not sexually, but like I'm ready. And I like kind of meditate.
You're in your own bottomless box that you have poked a hole in, and you're rubbing on your mace.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Day, you are heading towards the inkwell. We'll get to you in a second to getting inside of it. 7. You have been spending some time with your newfound friend, and practicing some magics that you've kind of got down. It's pretty sweet. This is like exactly what you needed. Now you feel like you have a secret in your pocket. You've got like something that, if you're having to face Declan and some of these other deck members now, there's something new about you that they can't account for. And if anything, that's going to be your kind of ace in the hole. That being said, you know that you are still currently alone and know what you're kind of walking into, and you realize that it is later. You still got an hour or two, before this meeting is supposed to, the weight of the situation is kind of, what do you do?
All right. So we've got an hour. I want to see. I want to see if I can sneakily make my way to the harbor to get a kind of better view of it, or maybe go with my owl.
Send your owl first?
Send my owl first, ahead of me.
Okay.
While I make my way, just to get a lay of the land.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a. I'll tell you what. Make a stealth check.
Okay. Here we go. It's been a while. First actual roll of the day. 14.
Plus your stealth. So.
Oh, plus my stealth is
It's
a 19.
Yeah, sweet. So yeah, very, especially with you already being up on the roof like this. This is kind of your bread and butter. You're kind of leaping from rooftop to rooftop and dashing across buildings as needed, very quietly, with your owl kind of following, still around and sometimes flying in, and you'll be leaping a building with a cool, picturesque moment of your owl fluttering.
The owl and me. Owl flying around me.
I love it.
Jumping from roof to roof.
So you get close enough to where you can kind of see, you can see some smoke rising out of certain buildings. Night has more heavily fallen, and the street below is just lit by different, like lampposts that are lit and lanterns hanging on doorways and light bleeding through windows onto the streets below. Some people are walking and talking. Every now and then there's a pair of a guard patrol carrying a torch, just kind of walking. Normal nighttime stuff. But this is your comfort zone. This is your favorite. This was your time when you're always out and about. You like getting out and getting busy with people when it's crowded, because it's easy for you to relieve some people of their valuables, but you only do it because it's what you needed to do to steal from people to survive, not because it was fun. You much prefer the quietness of the nightlife. And from afar, you can kind of see all of this on the map. You're much farther away, though. We'll say you're good 100, 200 feet, but you can see it on the edge. You see the opening of the bay where there is kind of a light fog that has rolled in, just rolling off the water and breaking as it hits the wall of the port. And your owl, very silently, you look over and he's just chilling on your shoulder, hanging out.
Do I know where the harbor master's quarters are?
You do not, but it couldn't be too hard to find.
Yeah,
there's only a couple of really big buildings. One of them being the Inkwell. Of that tavern. There is like a shipyard, and Obkrin gave you the information that it was near the shipyard. That makes sense. It's like next to the shipyard. So there's a pretty big building that you can see. Even has like some longboats and stuff like tied up on the side of it, and ropes and like netting and sails and stuff hanging everywhere. It's pretty easy. So we'll say you can put two and two together and you see it, but it's off in the distance. You can head there if you'd like.
Yeah, I just want to head there real quick.
Okay. Getting there, you can see that the shipyard, there's still a couple like dock workers around. Some of them are like tying off stuff. You can see some are like trawling up, and there's a couple like sitting, feet dangling off of the pier, like repairing fishing nets and stuff like that, and enjoying a drink and sharing some company. But there are no lights on in the shipyard. It looks like the shipyard itself is closed. The door's shut, and you can see a piece of board that's tacked. It does say that it's closed. And next to it, you do notice the harbor map added on to this big building, and there is like a faint pale light glowing from inside. Looks like from some kind of test lamp or something. You can hear someone kind of moving around in there, but the door is shut.
All right, I'm gonna, I guess, knock on the door.
Okay.
Little.
Yeah. The door creaks open very, very quickly, and it only opens like halfway. And you kind of you look forward, and at first you don't see anything, and it's because you have to look down. Staring back at you is this
goblin,
tiny goblin.
Yeah, I know he's a goblin.
Yeah, Obkrin also mentioned it to you. You are also immediately reminded not to call him a man or sir or anything of that nature from Opkrin's advice. He's kind of got a bit of an underbite. Nothing crazy. This just like thin, wispy, kind of graying, like Fu Manchu style mustache. And he's like bald with like a few stray gray hairs just poking out of the top of his head. And he just cracks it open and looks at you and says, "Yeah, what do you want?"
I'm going to do a little bow to him. Maybe call him Sir Goblin. But I'm going to say all of this in Goblin.
Okay. He sees you say that and he kind of gives a small chuckle. You see him like spit on the ground real quick, and then he replies to you back in Goblin and says, "Yeah, I hate having to use that filthy tongue. This is much easier. What can I do for you?"
Okay.
It's fine.
Should I do a little aside for the gang? I speak Goblin. I speak Goblin.
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't know
here.
that.
They don't know. Yeah, they're not
Our
here.
characters.
No.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
All right, I guess
All right,
we're gonna,
yeah.
that's a conversation our characters are going to have a little later on,
Or
Exactly.
never.
Let's keep it going.
or never if you never
Yeah,
bring
or
it up
never.
because
I would
that
not
would be
bring it up.
meta, and
Yeah.
that would be meta AF.
Yeah.
You don't know
You
that I
just-
just did that.
You just knocking on my door to speak Goblin, or what do you want?
I need your help. There's some people on this dock who are looking to kidnap, maim, or kill me.
Sounds
what
like
do
the
you
ducks.
know? That does sound like ducks. What do you know of the deck?
You see him kind of look around very quickly and like the door is only open like a good maybe foot, and he kind of creaks it close another few inches as you do that and leans in kind of close. He says, "I don't know nothing about that deck. Who's asking?"
Someone who's not on their someone who's on their naughty list.
Yeah, that'd
someone
be
who's
most
looking to-
people. Sounds like someone who would probably end up dead and floating in the river.
I just want to know, and I'll make it worth your while.
We'll see.
Is there any information you can give me where they might be right now, where they might come from, a ship? If you've seen anyone looks suspicious.
You want to know
Anything.
if I've seen the deck?
Today
anyone
in the past few days, have you seen any like extra? I know the dock is full of.
They have like uniforms or something. What do you say? No, I haven't seen anyone from the deck. Are you crazy? I'm not trying to get myself killed. Even talking to you about it is a little. I don't know. I don't.
Right.
I don't like.
Can I tell if he's being evasive?
Yeah, make it. This is what an insight check is for. If you're trying to see if he's
Yeah.
just dodging you, go ahead and make an insight.
Here we go. That's a 16.
Nice. Do you have an addition
Plus
to
your
that?
plus your insight. Give me your
Oh,
total.
16 plus my insight.
your,
Damn, I keep
insight
forgetting. Insight is 2, so it's 18.
18. Okay. He seems angered, but he definitely seems like he's getting angry as a front. He seems like he's trying to like hurry you off and get you to quit talking about it and leave him alone. But it seems like he's doing that because he's hiding something.
Motherfucker. All right. All
Love
right.
you,
So, God damn it. Oh, man. Fuck. Oh, man. I wish my owl were here to tell me what to do. All right. So I am going to try to smooth talk him a little bit. A little bit of a, maybe go back to speaking to him in Goblin. Say, look, I'm just looking for information. I know how hard it can be for a man of your stature to try to keep your nose clean in times like this, especially here on the docks. I'm not looking to cause any trouble. I'm a friend to the goblin people. I've had many dealings.
He pushes the door open a little bit and reaches up and like grabs you by your lapel and like pulls you down, not forcefully like mad at you, but pulls you down to like talk to you face to face. It's just got this like looks like it had been broken several times, kind of hooked, crooked green nose. It's like pointing right at your face, and he just stares at you. He says, "You're gonna come here late at night, knock on my door, and call me an esteemed man, some sort of fancy fella, and come poking your nose around asking a bunch of stuff about the deck. I don't know nothing, and I'm done speaking to you."
All right, I'm just gonna fucking tackle him and try to hog tie him.
Okay. So I want you to make an athletics or acrobatics check because you're trying to grapple, like basically tackle and grapple. He's going to try and contest it.
Oh my goodness! Come on! Ooh, that is a 13 plus my acrobatics is 5. That's an 18.
An 18. Okay. So he says all this. He like lets go and pushes you up, and you like lift up a little bit, and you just say, "I'm over it," and dive in to go tackle him. It's almost as if he was ready for this, because as you dive forward, so does he, and he like pancakes out flat. You dive over into him and like crash into the shop, and then you just hear a door close, and you hear a lock. Like you hear the door shut and then lock.
Oh shit!
A moment or two passes, and you just wait right here. I got some people that you need to meet.
Pulp Fiction,
motherfucker!
No,
a trick. I'm a tricked.
Cut to Emmett's in the crate, picking at his face. I wonder what Seven's up to.
Seven, what else are you? What do you do? You kind of get up off the floor. You're in this small room. There's like a little desk with a lamp on it that's lit, like a gas lantern. There's a small side window, but you can see that it's in fact barred from the inside. This door is shut and locked.
All right, there's no way I could open the door.
You try the door. It's locked.
Can't thieves tool it?
You can try, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Wait, could you break it down for me? All right, so I'm in a room.
You're in a very tiny room. I mean, this is like maybe
room.
a 10 by 10 room. It's a small room. You like went to go tackle this dude, and he like juked you. You kind of crashed to the floor, and while you were like had enough time to get up from this fall, the door was shut and locked. And he said, "I got some people that you need to meet," and you heard him, and you're locked in this room. You've tried the door. It's locked.
So wait, I'm assuming that there's the door that I just so there's only one door in this room? The one that I just came in through?
The one you just came in through, yeah. Like he was talking to you behind this door. There is a window. It is barred.
Shit. Barred window. All right, yeah, I'm going to try to with thieves tool that door open.
Okay, go for it.
Those barred windows, they do great music.
Hey, I'm a window.
That's not great.
Ooh.
It's
not
8.
great. It's a nat 20. Or no, is it an 8?
No,
okay, yeah, you're right. Thought it was a nat 20.
I wish I...
Right.
I wish. No, that was an 8. And then, I don't know, whatever my thieves tools thing is.
It should show it there. So it should be plus your dex and then plus your proficiency, because you are proficient with thieves. So for you, I think it's... What is that, plus 7?
Yeah, well, I think saving throws, dex is 5, and proficiency is plus 2.
Yeah, so plus 8 plus 7, it's a 15.
15.
Okay. You instinctually break out your thieves' tools and kind of go to work on them. As you do, you kind of roll the tumblers around and catch a pin and push it up to secure it in place as you're used to. You hear the click. But as you hear the click, you also hear more sliding and moving inside of the lock, and you hear like a lock sound again.
Fuck.
You've only encountered this one other time before, and it was a time that you didn't get trapped, but you saw someone else get trapped. You guys were actually trying to like rob from a bank, more or less. This is a complex lock. You're through phase 1. You can continue to attempt if you'd like.
You know what? I would like to, through my owl, see if I can find Emmett or Day.
Okay, so you recognize you hit this lock and realize you come to another kind of roadblock, and you take a moment and you sit down on the floor and you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and as you're exhaling, you open your eyes again, and just like your owl's, his eyes have kind of glassed over white with this little blue essence coming out of them, and your vision, Seven, is very quickly brought back to like this overview of the entire port. You're scanning and looking around, and you can see the inkwell. You can see about 100 feet off to your right is the like way back to the city, and about 60 feet ahead of you and down is the shipyard in this building that you're essentially in. You do catch this tiny goblin walking along the pier as well, like walking up the docks away from that building.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna swoop around, see if I can't see Day or Emmett anywhere, because I don't know that they're hiding.
Sure. So go ahead and make a perception check for me. And this is new for you. You're doing perception as an owl. You have keen sight. You get to make it. You get to make this, and it's a +2.
It's a fucking 6, dude. 8.
Roll again. You roll at advantage.
Oh shit!
Owl advantage.
Oh,
your owl's
this is
11.
So a 13.
Yeah, 13.
Looking around, you don't see Emmett or Day. You do pick up a bunch of notable figures, but you don't see either one.
All right. I'm gonna try to back up out of my goblin and keep on this lock.
Okay, so give me another Thieves' Tools check.
Okay. So the 7 plus 7, so it's a 14.
14. Okay. As you're rolling your tumblers around again, you feel another pin in place, and you push up the release and hear it click in. And then it is very forcefully, you hear another click as it sounds like this, like a deadbolt would like slam close very quickly. And as it does, it actually snaps your Thieves' Tools off in the lock. You pull back with just kind of half broken pins and tumblers, and you now have a broken set of Thieves' Tools.
No!
Come on!
No!
All right, I am going to cast. No.
We'll give you a second to think about it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna think on it.
So at this point, I've been in the tavern for a minute.
Probably like a good 20 minutes. As you walked into the tavern, it's fairly busy, nothing too crowded. There's probably a good dozen people or so in here. Most of them are gathered in groups around at tables. You can see a group of a couple of goblins and some humans over at one table. They seem to be playing cards and drinking and enjoying themselves. There's another group of just kind of best way I can put it is kind of shady looking people, to be honest. They're in like these black cloaks. They keep to themselves. They're kind of like separated from the whole group. Everyone's like naturally scattered around, but there's like this little pocket of these 5 individuals at this other table. They all have cups. There's like a pitcher of ale on the table in the center as well. None of them are drinking. They're all just kind of sitting in their chairs, like looking around. They're not speaking to each other. They're not even reaching for their cups. They all just kind of have their arms crossed and are just looking around the room. You walk in. You can see that there's a tiny goblin guy that's kind of got just these plain clothes on. He's got like a towel thrown over his arm, and you can see him carrying away a couple plates. He looks at you. He says, "Just have a seat wherever. We'll be with you in a moment." And you see him walk back beyond
the bar.
I stop him. I ask him, "Is there a restroom I can use?"
Says, yeah, it's right around the corner. Feel free.
Thank you.
He
I
kind of
don't.
points off to this.
I don't use it just yet. I take a seat, sit around, kind of looking around, waiting for my time to kind of like just casually walk up, go switch gears real quick. I order a drink in the meantime. I don't necessarily drink it. I'm just kind of like holding a drink.
Sure. You're just like up at the bar, ordered a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Barkeep is also a goblin, and you can see he's kind of you see him like disappear behind the bar and then pop up again. And as you get closer and order a drink, you realize it's because he has a small like set of stairs that are on like casters and that roll around that are like sectioned like in the library. You know, the ladders that slide across to get to the high bookshelves.
Yeah.
Something like that, except it's for him to get up to the bar and see from behind it. So you hear it slide, and he runs up. You can hear his feet just, and he gets up on top. He says, "Right, what'll it be?"
I'll have one scotch, please.
Excellent choice. You see him hop down the stairs, disappears for a minute, pops back up with a drink, slams down on the table, says, "You starting a tab? I haven't really seen you around here."
How much for just this drink?
Just a scotch, 2 silver.
All right. Let's see, how much silver do I have?
We'll take care of that later. We'll say you pay him.
Cool. Yeah, definitely have some. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'm just kind of sitting there trying to keep a keen ear for anything going on. I'm listening to these guys at the table. I would have changed already, but I want to kind of see what they're up to, but they don't seem to be making that much noise. But I continue to kind of keep my mind on them and try to figure out what's going on.
So go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Cool.
Your back is to them. They're only about 15 feet behind you, so you're fairly close, but go for it.
Not one.
Okay. It seems like the crowd slowly gathering, and especially the people playing cards and being pretty loud and boisterous, slamming their mugs and yelling for more drinks and throwing insults at each other and scooping up money and everything is kind of drowning it all out. You'd have to get closer to really hear anything. But to really know what they're saying, we're going to have to wait until after the break because we're going to take a break.
Oh, man.
Okay. So we'll jump right back into it. We have Emmett, polishing his mace, chilling in a crate, seeing what he can see. 7, you are currently trapped, so it seems, in this building. And
Trapped in the
you
closet.
are enjoying a pint at the inkwell and looking around and trying to. There's a shady group that you're keeping your eye on, but can't really hear what's going on. It's a little too loud in this place.
Bang,
So
you're
we'll
the
go right back
best.
to you. You're right there. You're the best, dude.
You're the best.
What are
shut
you
that off.
doing?
Me or
Dave.
Andrew?
Dave.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm still in this bar. I'm trying to figure out what these guys behind me are up to. They seem kind of suspicious, and being out and about, I'm looking for suspicious dudes. But don't really notice anything, so I kind of make my way to the back, kind of shuffling back there, gonna kind of put a napkin on top of my drink, look around. I go to the bathroom and I switch to average-looking dock work. I use disguise self on myself.
Okay. So you look like a regular old dock worker.
Okay.
Cool. You're
Nice.
gonna just head back out, I guess. Sit back down, or go. Are you just going back into?
I sit next to the spot where I was sitting previously, and I moved to order a drink. I go, "Hey, I'd like a drink, please."
Okay. Same barkeep takes your order. Gives you another drink. Easy enough. No one really seems to have paid you any mind. You just seem like another patron. Yeah, everybody's either too deep in their cups or involved in what they're doing to really even notice you. Other than the barkeep just hands you a drink and continues, filling up other orders and whatnot. So you're there.
Cool.
Do you want to do anything else, or are you just kind of standing conspicuous?
I'm sitting next to the seat where my earlier drink was, so I assume that the seat next to me is taken. I kind of just act like that for a while. Down the line, I might ask the barkeep if that drink is going to be had by anybody. I kind of move to have it for myself. I just kind of pour it into my drink.
Okay. You end up drinking some weird kind of scotch.
That's fine.
Ew.
Your own glass of scotchka and enjoy.
I'm a dirty sailor.
It's
normal,
like
dude.
at
It's
this point.
fine.
Yeah, I'll
It's
drink
fine.
any kind of
I'm just
garbage
blending
juice.
in, bro.
Okay, cool. So, Emmett, I need you to make a
Perception check. I'm looking through the box. Box, what do I see? Oh, dear, dear, dear Gustav. What do I see? 10.
It's kind of far away and a little beyond your range. You can see over like the next 20 minutes. It looks like there's people been going back and forth, but there's a minute where you see nothing, and then there seems like there's kind of like a group of people. They're not all like packed together in a group, but they're close enough behind each other. You can assume that they're together. You can't really make out who they are. You just see dark figures because it's like at the edge of your vision through this little peephole you've made. But you notice some like it seems like some kind of group has arrived.
I polished my mace. Is there anything specific about them? I mean, they're too far away, right?
Not with your 10, no. Nothing that you notice.
I kind of make a move to walk outside, to just walk across the docks. I just want to walk to the other end of it as this person, kind of see what's going on. I kind of put my drink.
As you leave the inkwell, go ahead and make a perception check.
Thank you. Let's see, 14 plus 2, I think. Yeah, 16 total.
Okay, as you head out and you begin like walking out towards the pier and like walk up and down the docks and be more towards the water's edge, you see a group of about 4, 5, 6 individuals, similarly dressed to the not speaking group in the tavern. Not the exact same, but pretty darn close. And they are all following behind a very tiny goblin who is like leading them, so it seems. They're like a good 60, 80 feet in front of you, but they're just walking.
I'm kind of curious. I feel like something's going on. I kind of creep a little closer, casually, just try to see if I can pick anything up.
Okay. As you're walking, you can.
Do I pass by the alley where Emmett is too?
No, not yet. I mean, okay. You can. Yes and no. It's farther up. He's moved. Like you can see where that crate is, but like you're pretty far ways off. And you remember even practicing with Emmett, he can really only see well about 20, 25 feet, like his immediate area. Anything beyond that is. What's the range on that? 60 feet or 120? 60.
Yeah.
You're a little beyond that. You'd have to go closer to be able to do that. And I think you need to be able to see.
Oh no, sorry,
120.
120.
Okay, it is 120. You need to be able to see him to do it.
This counts.
You can't see.
Right.
Cool. So
he doesn't see my eyeball.
Nope. Not from like 80 feet away. Not that big of a hole. So 7. What are you doing right?
All right, I'm gonna.
Last you saw, you were looking through your familiar's eyes, and you, easy enough, you see the goblin returning. Like you see him break around the corner, and he's got a trail of people behind him.
Right.
That's exactly what he said he was going to do, and they're approaching. They're not like hurried, but they're approaching. And your best guess is you've got like another 5 minutes before shit hits the fan.
All right, so I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to cast. Well, first, I'm going to see, can I cast a minor illusion either in my room or outside the room? I want to create it's like a sonic, like an audible.
Yeah, you can do something audible. It'd have to be in the room because it's got to be a place you can see. I mean, unless you're like peeking out the window to do it outside.
Maybe peeking out the window or maybe seeing if I can't see under the door. Right in my general vicinity, I want to make booms, like explosions are going off.
Okay. I don't know that it's going to be like as loud as you're thinking. It can be really loud. I mean, it's not going to sound like like a keg of black powder going up or anything, but you can make a loud enough boom.
Yeah, just to create a commotion. And if possible, I'd like to cast Disguise Self.
Okay. And what are you disguising yourself
as? As a goblin, I want to the room that I'm in, I want to fuck it up a little bit. Maybe like turn some shit over, throw some shit on the floor, make it look like there was a fight in here.
Shit everywhere.
Disguise myself as a goblin.
You disguise yourself, you start just tearing this room apart, knocking shit over, throwing shit, turning over the chairs, flipping tables, scattering papers and books everywhere. You in a matter of 12, 15 seconds just rip this room apart. You hop up and peek out the window and release your minor illusion to let off this very loud bang. Emmett, you and Day as well can both hear this. There's just an audible loud bang, as if something fell off the roof. Think of if someone shoved a bookshelf or something off of a 2-story building and it just smashed on the
I heard this
below. Yeah, you can hear it. So can Day. You just hear it coming from over. You can tell it's kind of where those dark figures are, but they're too far away for you to see what it is. Something's you saw them move, and then you heard this big smash, and they kind of pick up their pace a little bit. Day, you hear the sound, and you see them kind of look to each other, and then rush over towards the shipyard and the harbor master's quarters, which is where the sound came from. You can see them up ahead by a good 80 feet.
And these are the people that I'm following?
That you've been kind of keeping tabs on. Yeah, it's the goblin in that group that he had.
I don't act any faster than I would otherwise. I'm just walking.
Okay.
Same direction, though. I make a point to be that's where I'm going, but same direction.
Okay, cool. So you're in the vicinity, but not right up on them.
Yeah, right.
7, you can hear a number of voices for a moment, and then you hear that familiar goblin voice again. He's just hold on, he's in here. And you can hear fumbling of keys, and you hear them click in and go through the lock, unlocks the door swings open. There's a small goblin and about 5 or 6 other figures just kind of all standing there. You can see one of them does have a small prawn.
Yeah.
And they're just they kind of peer in, and they see this room torn apart, and you just kind of standing there as this
I'm gonna be
goblin?
I'm gonna be looking like I got beat up in the corner.
Okay.
And when they come in,
laying in the corner.
Yeah. As if I'm nursing my wounds, as if there was a fight in here.
Okay. So the door flies open. You're laying in the corner, and you see the goblin kind of raise an eyebrow. And he looks at the other guys. He looks back to you. He says, "Who the fuck are you?"
I was just working on the docks, and this guy. I'm gonna say this in Goblin.
Okay.
I was just working on the docks, and this guy came in. He fucked my shit up. I don't even know what I'm doing in here. He threw me in here. He ran out, locked the door on his way out. I just wanted to come in here, ask you, about some logistic questions about the docks.
What did this guy look like?
He cloak. He looked like a generic thief. You ever see that play Assassin's Creed? It kind of looks like a great character from that.
Go ahead and make a deception check at advantage.
Feats don't fail me now. All right, that's 8. That's 18 plus 4.
I saw an 81.
Take it. I'll take it. 81. Let's go.
That's a 6. That's a 6 plus 4, so that's a 10.
So 22.
Yeah.
He just kind of looks at you for a minute, and then looks at the other guys.
6 plus 4.
18 plus 4.
Okay,
It's advantage. But looks at the other guys, and he looks. Just get him up and get him out of here. Look, whatever you needed, just we'll talk later. I'm busy. It's late.
Right.
I guess sorry you got mixed up in this, but if you see that little brat again, you come let me know, okay?
You got it.
The guys kind of pick you up to your feet, and then push you forward. You kind of stagger forward. You can see some of them wave each other over and go around back behind the shipyard. You can see the goblin go in, and he's looking around. He starts picking stuff up, and is just kind of taken aback at the place being wrecked, and starts picking stuff up. He turns to some of the guys and says,
Well, he went in here for too long, but I guess if he got out, I underestimated him a little bit. Just keep looking.
You see them kind of nod, and they break off, and he just shuts his door, and you can hear him just kind of cursing and like smashing into stuff as he's sorting out whatever happened in that room.
All right, so I'm going to slowly hobble my way out of there, and
Okay.
then see if I can't see Day or Sammy boy. Or
Yeah,
Emmett.
so go ahead
Emmett.
and make a perception check for me.
Me.
7.
I see him
It's,
coming out, right?
Yeah, it's
We'll
a
get
6
there.
plus
He's a goblin.
2, so it's an 8.
Okay.
8 for me.
Sure. Looking around, you don't see either of your companions. I mean, you're just out on the docks. You were here briefly, and then this whole thing happened where you're trapped in this room. You're now out and looking around again. Day, you make a perception check for me.
16 plus 2, 18.
Okay. So you saw this kind of interaction happen where there was a group of people like around this building. You saw the figures split off and like begin searching in the area. It looks like they're looking for someone, and then you see the goblin go in and close the door, and you see this other little goblin kind of like rubbing his shoulder, walking up the. What's your DC, Mike?
My DC is 9.
Okay, so even looking through the way the walk to this goblin doesn't fit its size, and it's easy enough for you to tell that that's 7. And how the hell is he disguised as a goblin? Like, that doesn't make sense to you, but you recognize that goblin hobbling along the docks is not a hobbling goblin. It's 7.
I message him, don't look at him, don't walk directly toward him. I kind of make my way and moving kind of just parallel with him in the opposite direction. I message him. I
So
say,
you hear this mentally, and you recognize it as the voice.
hey, 7, I see you. Keep moving. Don't cause any trouble, you idiot.
All right, baby. I'm gonna keep walking towards you. They are here. There's at least how many? 5 of them? Did I see?
5 plus the goblin. Sure.
Yeah. There's 5 of them. The harbor, the harbor master. He's in on it. He's a goblin. So be very careful. They're here. They're looking.
Got it.
You have this mental conversation, but you see this disguised 7 walk up and like go over to this other guy who's kind of like propped up against a barrel, like kind of swaying with his posture, and he's like finishing bottles and then chucking them into the harbor, and you see him like go up and stop in front of that person. You can tell he had the conversation with you, but doesn't know who you are. He's assuming maybe you're in disguise too, and he's standing in front of this just drunkard on the pier.
Oh, is that you, Day? Is Day the
Hello?
drunkard, or is it someone else?
Yeah.
You don't know. You just got this
Oh, all right.
message. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
but it
Whatever
didn't.
the
It didn't
nearest
sound. It didn't sound like Day.
It sounded like.
It sounded like
Oh.
Dave, but he just spoke to you
Oh, but I
mentally. You
can't-
don't know where he.
But I don't know which one is him.
Yeah.
Just looking around, you don't see him. So
Right, I
you
don't
just know
recognize
he's one of the
those-
people.
I just know he's there. All right, so I'm just gonna
Exactly.
keep slowly walking across the docks. Maybe see if I can find, either an alleyway or somewhere, where I could maybe, I don't know, man, collect myself.
What do I see?
Make an investigation check. You still don't really notice anything right now, Emmett. There's nothing going on. I mean, I know you're watching, but you can't see anything in your immediate area right
What the?
Sam in a box. Put your Sam in a box, Sam, too.
It's a 17.
Plus
Plus 2, 19.
team. So easy enough. You find an alley where it's unoccupied, and you like duck in under cover pretty easily. What do you do?
Okay, shit. I'm gonna stay in disguise. and I'm gonna try to, I guess, maybe. Shit.
What time is it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know where they are.
It's pretty late. You don't know for sure what time it is, but you can see there's still a light bit of fog. Some of it's dissipated across the harbor, but there's like this big half moon up in the sky with this just kind of pale light tracing everything, and you can tell with that as your sign that it's fairly late. You know at this point it's got to be getting close to.
I guess I'm gonna pop in my owl because I'm still wondering. I know they're around, but I want to know. I want to try to link up with them. So I'm gonna pop back in my owl, or maybe just, maybe my owl has a better, better eyes. Maybe my owl can see them.
Sure, go ahead and do a perception check with advantage. You got keen sight as the owl, and it's a +2.
It's 6. 14. So
16.
16.
Okay. Day, what is your DC?
My DC is 13, I believe. Yes.
Okay. So you lap the pier for a bit, and you go back in and look around at some of the different buildings and fly around as this owl looking at different people, and you do spot just kind of your normal run-of-the-mill dock worker, but you can kind of see the veiled appearance of Day beneath it, realizing that he too has disguised himself and now know that Day is hiding in plain sight, as it were, but that was kind of part of the plan. So now you know which one he is.
Nice. I'm gonna gobble on over to him.
Okay. So you now recognize each other, so it's easy enough to know.
I message him, please don't approach me.
All right, I stop gobbling on over to him. I bring it back. I reverse it now.
Okay, he just disappears back into the shadows. Homer Simpson.
I kind of look at this person approaching and then retracting from me, kind of like, what the fuck, and keep moving.
Sure.
Yeah, well, you know it's me, right?
Yeah.
We know each other, and you messaged me to stop. So I'm gonna say, hey, where's my response to your stop coming towards me is where's Emmett?
You do that and nothing happens. But do you have the message, Kentra?
I messaged him.
He messaged me first to stop.
Oh, you were
towards him.
that's right. Gotcha.
And I was responding. I was responding to him. Where's Emmett?
He's in a crate back there. I point over to that wall.
It's a good hiding spot. I could barely see him.
Big old box in the middle of an alley, basically, like at the corner of a building. It's just like people have been walking past it, and it's just a.
What do I do? Well, actually, no, you wouldn't hear that. I don't fucking.
Well, no, I responded, so you can say something.
Oh right, yeah, you did respond back. Sorry, yeah. Or rather, what do we do? What do I do?
Meet with your people. We're watching you.
All right, I'm going to remove disguise self.
Okay, so you'll duck back into an alley and drop your disguise. He had an alley. He's good. Okay, so you see him kind of sneak out of an alley now in his regular. You've got eyes on him, easy enough.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk to the center of the docks.
Okay.
Just be like, shout like.
Cool. So let's do. We'll do this.
I'm here.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no more sneaking around.
All right. So.
I mean, I was definitely disadvantaged in that room, but at least out in the open here. Let's see.
Do you have a nice pizza box top to put where I am for Max?
Pizza box.
Well,
not literally. No. So 7.
There we go.
Just kind of walk right into the middle here. And Day, you're chilling like here-ish. Cool. You can see him. You can see across to Emmett and where his crate is. Easy enough. And Emmett, you kind of your view changed.
I can see. I just saw 7 literally do that, right?
Well, so you can see to here's where your vision starts to go blurry past my hand.
Okay.
Like for where you are, literally the end of this, like this first pillar with the brazier on it for light and everything is like that's That's the edge of your vision. You can see about 20 feet in front of you.
Cool.
So
I kind of move to make my way a little bit closer to Emmett, so I can be close to him. Yeah,
like around here.
Mhm.
Cool. As you're doing that, and Emmett, you notice immediately there's this group of 5 individuals walking very purposefully. There's one at the front with 2 like in pairs, shoulder to shoulder, right behind him. They pass like right in front of you as you're peeking out of your hole. They're all darked in these dress robes, and they just walk straight forward. Especially after you heard Seven. You did hear Seven shout, "I'm here." A couple of people like looked around as you did and ignored you, and then as this group began approaching, Seven, you see them off from your right as well. You see them approach, and they, like, everyone is kind of keeping clear of them, so to speak. And they approach you in the center.
I'm scared.
Good.
Oh, they're all right in front of me. Oh, fuck me. Emmett's internal monologue is a lot more silly.
And there are 5 of them?
There are 5 of them. There is a much shorter, smaller being kind of leading this. They walked through just like right up through this alley, right past this big grate. As you notice, as they're like coming into this area in the courtyard, it's almost kind of like they're approaching and everyone else is doing the whole like, people are leaving and getting out of their way. Some people begin like shutting shutters on their windows and a couple people just disappearing into buildings. They just walk forward. This tiny individual at the front of the group here has like a kind of like clay or porcelain like half mask covering from like their eyes are showing, but there's a mask covering the bottom half, just expressionless, so you can't see a mouth or anything like that or a nose. You just see these eyes, and there's just these kind of piercing like gray silver eyes. They look a little strange because instead of like people being in the center and everything, it's like flipped, so to speak. Like there's a ring of black around just a white dot in the center. It's kind of creepy. The tiny one looks to you, Seven, and then like looks around to the other 2 and just like gives this hand motion. You recognize it to be a quick command in Thieves' Cant, basically telling them to spread out, and they do so quite quickly. One of them actually just like takes off in a sprint, grabbing up onto the edges and gets some high ground. One like rushes past you, very quickly jumping off of the crate and off of the dock to cut you off from behind, and they just kind of surround your area. Day one just pass and approach kind of right by you and like looks to you and kind of pushes past from their robe and their cloak and like brandishes a rapier in its sheath like at its hip at you as kind of a get out of my way sort of motion. And it's just
I kind of like look shocked and move out of his way. Kind of, yeah, that direction. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Sorry, dude.
Yep, cool. Cool. The little one kind of like hops up and walks over right in front of you, Seven, and just looks at you and so you came. Smart.
Well, I can't be running from you forever.
Well, you can try, but we've been on you for a few days. Figured you'd die out in that stupid swamp, but oh well. Guess we can't all be lucky.
I'm nothing if not resilient.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I always liked you, but things have changed ever since you went and ran off. Where are your friends?
I message Seven and say, keep your response for when you need me to do anything at all.
I don't.
Are we still doing this? Is that the signal?
It's I'm giving you the ability to say it in your head instead of having to do anything with your hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got my response. All right, and I'll say aloud, I did run off, but I don't know you. anything.
Oh no. It's not us you owe it to. It's him. He'll be here soon, don't worry. Just hopefully you can come to his terms, shall we say. Kind of turns and like walks off a bit. Still kind of blocking you off, but you see him just, in the immediate area. You are figuratively and literally kind of surrounded.
Which of these buildings has people in it around us on the map?
It's quite literal as far as the representation. You can see someone here. One of the 5 that came here is up here. Like these are the 5 that are immediately around. So.
On the insides of the buildings.
Oh, you don't know. You haven't been inside of them.
I'm okay, cool.
Message says you can cast a spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target.
If you're familiar with the target?
Yeah.
Okay. So he can. There you go.
You, in theory, could message
in theory,
me also.
He could have, yeah. So we'll say it's enough to... He's relayed all of this, so you're a little more savvy to what's been going on. That's fine.
Okay.
Cool. My mistake. Thank you.
No, it's all good.
Okay. So he kind of, you're just... They're all watching you intently. You can see the same kind of thing they give you. That they're all armed. You can see... you probably haven't seen these specific members before, but you've seen deck members before, and these are in fact members of the deck, and they seem above your pay grade. Though you can't see anything, that's just because they probably have it really well concealed, especially if these are supposed to be higher ranking members. And this is kind of a no shit moment. You're surrounded by 5 people. You can see across the way beyond this individual. Day is back in an alley, and he can see you, and he's kind of told you he's ready, but we're just waiting to see what happens. As you're kind of standing here, you can hear the lapping of oars breaking the water, and looking up, there's a small longboat that is approaching. You see it cut through and break through this dense fog. There is another one of these individuals dressed in similar fashion, kind of rowing this boat up. You see it bump up onto the port, and he hops off and begins tying it off. And stepping off and onto the dock is a tall, very dark-skinned, a very dark-tanned olive man with long, kind of black-brown hair that's swept back. He's got this fancy kind of blue robes on, big, thick, knee-high leather boots that are strapped down. He's got several different knives kind of tucked into the boots that you can see. He's got this long, kind of regal, elegant-looking purple cape with this silver lining, with this big crest of a crescent moon on the back with a small star at the tip.
Crescent. Hold on. Crescent moon.
Yes.
Sweet.
And it's a pretty imposing figure. You've seen him a couple times before, and it's been a very long time. You realize that to be Declan himself. And he stands up out of the boat and steps off the boat up onto the dock and just begins walking up the dock right towards you. One of the individuals gets out of his way. Standing before you is Declan.
Oh, this is so bad. Oh, no.
He just kind of looks at you and folds his arms pretty deftly, and he just smiles, this wide grin, kind of pointing his chin up to the sky as he looks down past himself at you. Well. Finally finished running, 7.
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
I trust you got my message. Yes. Takes another step toward.
Yeah, it still hurts a little bit.
Yes. Mistakes often sting.
What do you want, Declan?
You can see a couple of the other individuals back by the boat seem to have this big crate that you see them kind of pick up and just buy it. There's something that has been unloaded. Let's use this one at the end of that pier with a couple people by it. He just says, just to talk clearly. It's hard to track you down for a meeting, I suppose.
Well, you trained me well.
I trained you fair. If I were to train you well, I'd be dead by now. I know better than that. Your little friends don't seem to be around.
They don't need to be here. I was keen on following instructions. You said come alone.
I did. Seven, do you want to run away from your problems for the rest of your life?
You know what? It's worked out pretty well so far. Are you my problem? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that depends. For many who get in my way, I can become a very big problem.
I know. I remember.
I thought you would. What all do you remember? I'm curious. I don't think you really know what's going on here. And you see him kind of wave over, like a come forward motion over his hand. And as you do, the two individuals pick up this crate and just drop it like just behind him.
So now there are a total of 5 plus Declan plus the 2 carried the box.
There are
8?
2,
8?
4, 6, 7. 7 plus a total of 8. 7 plus.
Total of 8. Got it.
Can I hear this enough?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's gone gravely quiet here, and pretty much everyone has cleared out of the area except for like you guys, 7, and then this.
Yeah.
Day, you notice the few that are kind of near you. Every now and then are kind of like eyeing you over their shoulder, and then Declan or 7 speak, and they turn back and focus on that. But they're kind of aware that you're there, and the one that's closest to you is getting a little annoyed that you're still.
Yeah, I totally back up a little deeper into the alley. Clearly, pretending to be a little more drunk than I am, kind of like stumble and fall into the alley.
Doing so, you will lose sight of Emmett. If that's, as Lee said, you're aware of that. Okay, you can still see 7 because you're like through this alley here, looking straight up through, but it cuts off your line of sight.
I can still message Emmett, right?
As long as you're in 120 feet.
It can go around corners.
Oh yeah, solid objects. That's true. There you go. Well, a foot of stone, so not through a building.
So it can also
you'd have to see the crate to be able to message through the crate. That's fine, but you can't know that the crate is 100 feet to your right through 3 buildings and message it.
Well, the spell doesn't have to follow a straight line. It can travel freely around corners and through openings.
Then there you go.
So if it's as long as that path is 120,
you can still message.
Yeah. Okay. So as I kind of fall to the ground drunkenly and kind of slouch up against it, I message Emmett. I'm pretending to be drunk. I think these guys mean business. We need to be careful.
Okay. So Declan looks to you again, taking another step at the top of these stairs, basically right in front of you. 7. He said, "What made you run exactly? I've never known you to be a coward. Yet you fled."
I didn't
Why?
flee from cowardice. I fled because I saw children in those crates.
And
even a common thief like me has a certain line. And that was it.
Oh, you're no common thief, 7. No one in my order is a common anything. You know that.
I don't want anything to do with the deck. Or smuggling kids. Any of it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll tell you what. I'll offer you a choice, 7. How does that sound?
Sure.
Either you prove your diligence to my authority in this order. We see if we can make some reparations for your lack of discipline and character. That I can train back into you, I'm sure. Or you can take what's in box number 1. And he takes a small kind of side and like presents this crate. You see the two individuals standing there kind of give a chuckle and like step away from the box. Make a perception check for me too.
Okay. Okay. Oof. It's terrible. It's a 6. 6 plus 2. It's a 8.
An 8. Okay. Easy enough as seeing as you're as close as you are. Declan has this tone, and you've been paying attention to everything he said. It's this weird kind of like calming voice as well as unsettling at the same time. This guy creeps you out. He kind of like charmed you when you were younger, and he was the cool guy. He was what you wanted to become, and now knowing what he is, it's quite the opposite. That mixed in with just the sound of the water lapping up onto the shore and against the docks is drowned out by another familiar sound that you haven't heard in a long time, and it's kind of this sniffle and some crying.
Oh no!
He turns back and looks to you with a very wide grin and says, "So, Seven, what'll it be?"
Give me those choices one more time.
His face goes from kind of this coy grin to a very stern, solemn look. You kind of see him draw back his cloak like out of his way, and he's kind of showing where his weapons would be, and you can see that he has none. And you see him kind of like crack his neck and like roll his shoulders for a moment, and he steps down the steps very carefully right in front of you, essentially like a foot away from you. And he's basically staring you eye to eye, and he just looks at you and he says, "Do not test me, boy. This is your last chance. You're either one of us or one of them, and you know what happens to them."
All right. What about a little right? So maybe like I don't become a member of the deck because I'm not too big a fan, but like maybe like I work my way, so like maybe like kidnap a prince, like a bad one.
He
like a
quickly,
Joffrey,
as you're saying this,
or steal some stuff.
He quickly, as you're
work
saying
off
this,
my debts.
Puts like a chokehold on you with one hand, to like stop you from speaking. Not to like crush you. It's very swift and forceful, to where he has you are currently grappled. Yeah, he's got you, and he pulls you up the steps and walks you forward. Not like lifting you off the ground or anything, but he's pulling you forward right up to the crate, and he walks you right over in front of it, and he says, "I'm getting sick and tired of your games. How about we raise the stakes a bit, shall we?" And you can see him grab onto the lid of this crate and just like
Let's
rip
not
and
raise the stakes.
fling it open. Like the top goes scattering off and like lands in the water and is sitting there floating. You kind of hear a bit of a like gasp as you do. The other guys like get out of his way very quickly and run. And the crate has been thrown open and like falls apart. And you see a kind of very tiny, huddled, kind of dirty and messy, small girl. She's got just dirty blonde hair. She's got
Message 7.
she's got these like pretty nice clothes on. She's fairly well dressed. Seems like she's taken care of. This isn't like a orphan or anything, so to speak. And as she turns around and kind of brushes her hair out of her face, you see those green eyes kind of grow wide as she's staring at you. And she kind of gasps for a moment and stands up and looks at Declan and looks back at you and like reaches her hands out for you and like a pick me up kind of motion. And it's Rissa. It's your sister.
I messaged 7. What's in the box, dude? What's in the box?
There it is.
There
Quite
it is.
literally, 7. What's in the box? Great.
Hey, there it is.
Okay, don't kill the moment.
What's in the box, 7?
I'm assuming he's messaging
Alright.
you this. Are you
tell
even
him.
from Dave from here? You can see he flings it. You see him like. It might be hard to tell what they're saying, but you see him like grab a hold of 7 in a chokehold, walk up these steps, like smash this crate open, and there's a little girl inside of it, and he's holding 7 there, like right in front of this girl. He kind of kneels down and pulls you down with him. 7 still with his hand tied around your neck. He says, "I suppose the only deal I'll make with you is a trade. Like you said, your life or hers."
Who's this? Who's this to me?
Don't play dumb, boy. He kind of releases you for a minute and walks around, putting Rissa between you. I've known you since you were her size, 7. Though if you say you do not care for your sister, maybe we should test. He just kind of reaches down and just places his hand on her shoulder. You see her kind of like grow even smaller. She like shudders for a moment and tries to pull away from him, and he just holds her in place.
What do I care about the members of a family who abandoned me long ago? Is this the best you could do? You might as well just kill me now, because I'm not working for you.
Oh, that
Kill
would
her,
be-
kill me.
That would be far too easy, 7, and you know I like to have more fun than that. He turns, snaps his fingers, and walks up the dock. As he does, you can see all of these individuals one by one closing in with him, and they all eventually pile into this small boat. A second boat has arrived. They're all loaded up on the boats, and it's just Declan standing at the end of the dock looking back at you, and he says, "She doesn't matter to you, then why don't you end it?" And he raises his hand towards Rissa and you see Rissa kind of like slump down to the ground and like have to catch herself, and she begins kind of like straining and like sound like crying out that she's in pain or something.
What?
And she can't really move or do anything, and you see her form also start to kind of shift. Her arms begin like she's kind of convulsing almost in place, and you can hear her crying, and she's freaking out. She sounds panicked and scared, and she's just yelling out to you, and she's just yelling, "7, help me."
What
And
the fuck?
He lowers his hand and jumps onto the boat, and just kind of everyone begins rowing away. These boats are just disappearing into the fog, and the last fading vision that you see is just Declan, and his eyes just locked on you, and he just disappears into the.
Yo, was that all the bad guys on the dock?
Yeah, although this group all
Yeah.
got on these boats and left. What are you guys doing?
Fuck.
She's sitting there screaming, "7, help!"
I can hear
and
this.
like,
Uh,
oh yeah,
I don't
Do
know.
I see them
I'm
leave?
fucking, I'm gonna try to.
I mean, yeah, you can leave.
I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
give her an
but-
antitoxin. Try to
Oh
give
my
her,
god, I'm breaking out of the fucking box and I'm running
Yeah.
over.
I'm walking right on over.
Okay, you guys all run over.
What the hell just happened? 7, who is this? What just happened?
That's
You run over. So as they rush up and you have this antitoxin, you go to hand it to her. She goes to reach for it and like grabs it and crushes it in her hand like uncontrollably, and like reaches down again. And then you see her
Cure wounds.
like Hulk style. You'd have to run up to her to do this, but this is all happening before you get there. She's kind of like freaking out, and you see her like go from a scream of like pain and terror to like throwing her hands up into the sky with her head back. And that scream turns into this guttural kind of roar, and then you see her form change into this horrible, mutated, large being. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh shit!
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I got 8 total.
19 plus 3 initiative, so that's a 22.
14.
Sorry.
4, 7. Emmett, what do you have? 14?
14, yeah.
Day? What was your initiative, Day?
It's 8 total.
Okay.
How large is this thing?
Yeah.
So, this was a little girl that looked like she could be anywhere between 8 and 12 years old at first. You can see it was this little elf girl. Now, that's a pretty big. that size is about. Here, I'll give you guys a little.
Yeah, put that up at the camera. I see.
Pretty big.
Oh my god.
Man.
Yo, we got production
damn.
value. Look at that. Oh my god.
Yo,
Damn, dude, what the
Seth,
fuck?
nicely done, dude.
What the actual... Are those...
the fuck?
Those aren't ours yet, right?
No, I do not. We're still using your placeholders. I've ordered your guys. They're on the way. But the mini, that weird mutant sister girl thing that you're fighting, is a mini that I've had for a while. I painted that, and I've had that for a year. And right now I'm subbing it in as this mutated sister.
Yeah!
Go.
So have fun with that. 7, you are up first.
Balls. Fuck. I'm going to cast Sleep.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Wow.
So go ahead and roll your 5d8.
5d8. I have never rolled an 8. I've never rolled any 8 before. I think maybe for a weapon once. 5 of these, eh? It's this one? It's this diamond one?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. I'm learning. It's a 3. 1 balls. 6.
Mm-hmm.
And a 7.
You got
You got one more.
Oh. It's a 3.
Okay.
Arm.
So you release your sleep spell. You see this magical energy kind of wash over this area. And this creature just roars in your face, getting some spit and stuff on you. Easily unamused and also not affected, unfortunately.
Balls. I'm gonna try to dash or disengage rather.
Okay, so
Disengage
bonus
and move
action
back.
to disengage, and you're just going to move straight back here, 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just disengage and back straight up. It is her turn.
Come on!
Fucking dicks.
Yeah, she's just going to just charge past and shake. She's going to provoke from... No, she's not. Never mind. It's not removing engagement. So she runs right up on you. And she's gonna just fucking punch you. That's probably gonna hit. Oh yeah. Does a 24 hit you?
Holy shit.
Come on.
I rolled really good.
That's
Oof. Oof.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Fuck.
Meaty fist. She just runs up and just punches you square in your chest, kind of sucking the wind right out of you. And you can see that she still has tears and just slobber and shit running all over off of her face, but it's her and it's not her. It's just this crazy, messed up, mutated girl.
This is so dark.
Dude,
I mean,
crazy.
hey. And that's it. So Emmett, you're up.
Okay. I'd like to run up to it first. How big is it? Am I bigger than it?
No, it is bigger than you. It is category wise. It is a large.
Okay. Is it? Okay. Well, I would like to run up and right before I bring down my mace, I would like to scream 7. Am I killing it?
Okay. I mean that's fine because you have a communication action, so you're just gonna run up.
Yeah. 7.
Try and hit.
Am I killing it?
Let's see if we can incapacitate, but hurt it. It's
All right.
big.
I'd like
Hurt
to
it as much as you can without killing it.
If I could still do all of this, can I bonus action cast spiritual weapon?
You can.
Yes. All right. So I cast spiritual weapon, and I make. So I have the mace in this hand. I make a hammer, like a smith hammer, that is as close to whatever I can think Diragosta would be wielding.
Yeah.
As a
you
smith.
have. Yeah, you have the hammer from his emblem, like his symbol. So you have that. You basically are making a spiritual version of that.
Yeah.
His smithing him. Cool.
If you want to flavor that in any way you want, I would like to make that.
Where do you want it? Because you
Next-
do not have to be holding it. You can place
Yeah. Next to me. I mean, next to both of us.
Okay.
If it was possible,
right keep going.
I don't know if it was possible. I don't know if I have the movement to move somewhat next to.
You want to get up by like 7 or something?
Yeah. I want
right here.
Yeah, I want to
you
like
have the movement to go around and be. Right,
I want
you can be
to
kind
get
of
in
right
her
next
face
to him and still engage with her.
Yeah, I want to be the target
Where do you want your
next to
spiritual
him,
weapon?
the other side of him. Because
I'm
just
using this for right now.
Sure.
Statue is your spiritual weapon.
Yeah, it
The
is.
rest of my shit's downstairs, and
Can I? Is it too much to try and make the form of Diradosta holding a weapon?
I'll allow it for right now. We'll look into that. I'm not too worried about it. For now, we'll say it is. But I mean, you
Pure
don't know,
flavor.
whatever you assume.
Yeah.
There's just this spectral divine being
Like,
that is holding
there's-
this big blacksmithing
It's
hammer.
formless, right? Like just like gold, like the sun that he is, with a fucking monster arm and with the hammer, and it's just.
Sure.
So
you're gonna swing with spiritual weapon.
So that's. So what does it take to actually attack? Is it just a bonus action to attack? Because I don't think I can attack with it right now.
I'm pretty sure you can actually. So it's a bonus action to cast, and then you can make a melee spell attack against a creature with anyone, and so it'd be like making a melee attack essentially with your action. So like you can't hit with your mace and have the spiritual weapon attack, but you can cast it and attack with it in the same turn because it's your bonus action and your action. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can swing with it right now if you.
Sure, we just cast it. Why not?
Cool. So it's a melee spell attack. So go ahead and it's a spell attack plus whatever your spell attack bonus.
I actually, where would that be? Spells.
Same place where like your DC and stuff is. There's a spell attack bonus, so that's your +2 hit with spell. And for you, it's a should be based off your wisdom. I need to get to where your sheet is to know what it is, but. What is your wisdom?
My wisdom is a 1.
What is your proficiency right now? +2?
Yeah.
So it'll be a +3.
So 13. 14 total.
14? 14 just hits.
Oof. All right. I would like to. What is that? Just 1d8 plus 1? That's what it looks
D8
like.
plus your casting mod, yeah, so a 1.
That is a 6.
Okay, 6 points of radiant damage. Cool. Okay, Day, you're.
Yeah, so I go ahead and back up as far as I can comfortably while still while still casting. So like hopefully kind of like back up against this building behind us on the other side, on the left.
Well, so to back up, you're going to provoke because you are currently engaged as well. She
Right.
like ran past, like right up on you and Seven when she smacked him. You're right.
Right.
You can still back up or something if you want to, but she just might swing at you.
Yeah, you know what? I cast Hex on this hot babe.
Okay. And what are you hexing?
On it'll be her. I'm gonna say strength.
Okay. Noted. She is
Yeah.
hexed. Anything
Okay,
else, or
cool.
do you want to move or use a? You still have your action as well because hex is a bonus action.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast right in her face.
Cool. You can do that. So you are making a ranged attack in melee, so they are going to be at disadvantage, but you can still do that if you like. Just
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
okay. So go ahead and make your ranged attack. So this will be disadvantage. So take the lower result, and it's plus whatever your plus to hit is with yours.
I got a 16 and a 20. I think I'm hitting.
Yeah, you're gonna hit. No crit, unfortunately, but hey, you do
Yep.
hit.
Yep.
So sweet. Go ahead and roll your D10 of force damage as well as a D6 of psychic damage for your hex.
I do 7 damage.
7 more damage. Awesome. Okay. Top of the round, 7. Back to you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna fucking looks like I'm just gonna fucking attack. Just freaking fucking short sword it.
Okay. Swing away.
Alright, so that's a little while.
I'm so scared.
Come on. It's a fucking look at it.
19?
Fucking 19.
Oh,
19 plus
nice.
Nice, bro.
5. Right?
Yep. Go ahead and
These
roll
hit
some
DC.
damage.
So it's it's a hit. And damage for short sword is 1d6 plus 3.
I'm going back to my box.
That's a 1. That's a 4.
4 more damage.
For 4. Yeah, 4 for damage.
Okay, sweet.
And wait, is that? Yeah, no, that's all I can do, right? Because wait, but Sam is. Can I take a? No, wait.
I'm adjacent. Don't you get sneak attack?
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. If Sam is engaging it within
Yeah,
5 feet, which
so,
he
yeah,
is,
so
so
another
I'll be able to sneak
D6.
attack.
Another D6 because it would have been weapon damage. Yeah, you do get sneak attack. That's correct.
Once per turn,
Sick.
you can deal an extra
Oh, yeah.
2d6 damage to.
Oh
one
yeah,
creature.
you leveled up.
Oh,
2d6.
2d6. Oh.
That's right. So
That's a
two more,
5.
two more D6. 5
That's
more.
5. And
They're laying it down.
That's a-
Mike.
Dragon's
That's a-
Guild, the
that's
vast
a-
bot.
that's a 6 total.
6 total, so another 1.
Yeah.
Awesome.
5 and 1.
Okay, sweet.
It's a total of 10.
Okay, so this thing rushes up and blows are exchanged amongst everyone. You see Day kind of releasing this blast of energy into her side. You're slashing at it. You see Emmett and some kind of glowing being swinging this hammer into this thing. And she seems to be taking the hits as well as ready to still give them out. There's just another kind of growl and roar. Just sounds otherworldly. Clearly something is going on here and it's not great. It is her turn, and 7. She's going to recklessly attack you.
How much damage did 7 do again? Was that 10?
No metagaming.
I'll let you
yeah,
know.
sure.
I mean, she looks. I mean, she's taken damage clearly, but still kicking. 7 does a 19. pretty positive that does, right?
Yeah. Got to.
Ooh. Okay, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
Another fist just kind of like smacks you upside your.
Jesus.
yo.
Side of her fist slamming into you, kind of like you see Seven like dazed, just like taking a haymaker from Tyson. Kind of like gets knocked to a side and catches himself and gets back up, but as you do, see he kind of caught himself and there's like a drip of blood from the corner of his mouth.
You said 19, right?
14.
Oh, 14. Okay, all right. Well, that's still not great, but
Right. Okay. And again, she's still just kind of standing over him, ready to just beat the crap out. Emmett, it's your turn.
Yo, run! Yeah, I say today as I'm gonna swing with my mace, and at the same time swing with that sweet spiritual hammer I got going on.
Okay. Sweet. So roll for your mace first. 2 reckless, so you have advantage.
And that I have advantage, and this bad boy is imbued with the other magic of my clericing, of the forging.
Yes.
Well, that's a... Oh, I have advantage! I rolled a 1! Yeah, this is already better.
Nice.
So I get a +1 to hit, right?
Well, yeah, with your
With the
counter divinity that you did on the weapon, it's treated as right now it's a magic +1 weapon.
So that's
+1 to hit
So that's 15.
15 hits.
Yeah. And then a D6 +2 is what this says. So it would be +3.
Yep.
To 5 damage.
5 more. Okay.
So that's 5 damage, and now the spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon hit. So roll to hit.
Does this get advantage also?
Yep.
Dude, I literally just rolled another 1.
I mean, hey, reckless.
I am... Alright, well that's a 17, so I'm assuming that hits. And that is 1d.
The camera is out of focus.
It's not out of focus. I have it super stretched out to zoom in, basically.
So what did you get to hit with the weapon?
A 17 plus 20.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah. And then D8, that's an 8. 8 plus something.
Your wisdom.
Plus just
Whatever your wisdom mod is.
It's a 1.
Okay, so 9 more damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You see Emmett yell out, "Run!" and he's just smashing his mace into the side of her. You see almost in unison on the other side, this figure swings its hammer into the side again, catching her underneath the chin and kind of sending her reeling from the... still just kind of cries out in pain and then like roars and shrieks back at you guys again with this shrill scream. Still kicking. You moving at all?
I mean, unless I can literally push him away and put us between each other. No.
If you wanted to push, you would have to
It'd be like an action, right?
Attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Okay, so you're just gonna...
That's all I got.
Okay.
He said to knock it out.
Day, what are you doing? It's your turn.
So is this... So when Emmett said he backed up, did he actually back up or did he not back up?
He hasn't backed up. He said run and then smacked this thing a little bit, and he's holding his ground still, trading strikes.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and back up. I'm gonna back up a solid 15, 20 feet.
Which direction? Like this way, this way?
I don't know why I said
toward the building.
I would have yelled 7, not Day. I don't know why. I would never tell. I'm not trying to tell Day to back up. I'm trying to get 7, who's getting smashed. Yeah. My bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She is going to swing at you as you run past. Does a 12 hit you?
What's your AC?
My AC is 12.
No!
So just barely. Will hit you. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage. As you're running, and she just kind of like swipes at you with these like just huge nails on this mutated hand, and just like scratches across your and rip some of your cloak as trying to like grab at you as you ran by. You escape, but you take the hit. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw real quick for on Hex.
Oh. 13 plus, let's see, Constitution.
Yeah, you're good. DC's only a 10. Yeah, you're good. So Hex is still up. Cool. Okay, so you've moved off.
Yeah. Okay, so now that I'm out there, I'm going to go ahead and cast... I'm going to cast one more Eldritch Blast on this sweet lady.
Okay, go for it. You do have advantage because of Reckless Attack last time, so you get to roll with advantage.
11 plus 5, 16.
16 will hit, so go ahead and roll your damage. D10 plus a D6 for your Hex, which is still...
Wow. 5 damage.
Okay. As this Eldritch Blast releases from this jeweled hand from Day that you've seen so many times before, you see it kind of hit her square between the eyes, and as it does, you can see her kind of like pulling away and almost trying to brush it out of her face as if something was just there. Pretty solid hit, staggered her back a bit. Looks a little more winded and exhausted, but still fighting. 7, it is your turn.
Fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking, I don't know, dude. Fucking, I guess I'm gonna try to fucking.
I've got a box with your name on it.
I got a what?
Nothing.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, no, fuck it. Yeah, another short sword attack.
Okay, go for it. You do have an advantage.
All right, that's a 10 plus.
Roll again.
Oh yeah.
Advantage. You always can roll twice and then take your higher result and then find out what you're talking.
That's a 6.
Okay, so 10 plus whatever you're to hit it.
10 plus 5. Yeah.
15?
My hit
15.
DC is 5, so it's 15.
15 hits.
Nice. So let's see. So that's short sword is 1d6, and then I guess sneak attack again.
Still have sneak attack. She's
Since
still in
we're-
game.
So that's a 3 plus 3, 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then
1d6.
and then 2d6. So that's a 5
Ooh, 11.
and a 6.
Take it. We'll take that. Yeah, all day,
17
dude.
more damage. Awesome. So you see, and you're kind of she's just wildly swinging back and forth at you and Emmett. You either saw her claw into Daisy, ran away and hit her with this blast, and she goes to swing at you again, and you kind of duck to the side, cutting up underneath one of her arms, and then cartwheeling back with another swing, kind of across her ribs and her stomach for another 17 damage.
Oof.
Pretty gnarly.
Fuck, dude.
You can see that she's cut up pretty bad. She's hurt pretty bad, but she's still fighting. She just lets out another, just kind of mournful roar at you.
I'm gonna say, hey, Dave, could you put her to sleep?
Well, my turn.
I mean, your response could be, "I'll try," but you know that you're acting in initiative
I'll
order.
try.
Exactly.
My turn.
Okay.
That little hand.
Far off in the distance, you also now begin to hear bells, like a warning bell, like a dun, 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 dun. And you can also hear the clatter of horse hooves on cobblestone, like something is approaching. And it is her turn. She is going to. She's just gonna keep swinging at you. Except,
Oh, me?
Look at me! Look at me!
recklessly again.
Clank, clank, clank.
That's my fault, man. I keep fucking forgetting to.
Come on.
Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah, it hits.
Oh, I rolled low on damage.
Ah, nice.
It's 6 more damage. 6
That's
bludgeoning
low,
damage.
huh? Sure. Okay.
Oof. Yeah. Wow. I am barely hanging on.
Yes.
So another punch to like she kind of like punches in at the side of one of your knees. You can hear just that like horrible kind of like popping sound, almost as like if his knee was like his legs kind of taken out from under him. Seven kind of collapsing onto the ground, holding himself up, battered and bruised just as she is, and she just kind of roars out at you again. And it's Emmett's turn.
God, does this thing look undead?
It looks like a weird mutated little girl.
So it looks pretty alive?
It looks pretty alive. It doesn't look undead. It's not like it doesn't look undead.
I 7 run, and I swing again on with both. So mace first.
Mm-hmm. Reckless, so you do have advantage.
5. It's only a 10.
10 does not hit. You go to swing into her, and she's in her fury, kind of like trying to get at 7. You go to step in the way and swing up, and she like just palms the head of your Morning Star and like wrenches it to the ground out of the way and just snarls.
All right, spiritual weapon time. Ooh, that's a 19 plus stuff.
Yep, that will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
D8.
D8 plus your weapon.
Oh, baby! Another 8, so 9.
9 more damage. Awesome. As she grabs your mace and like wrenches it out of the way and slams it down into the rock on the street. You see kind of up behind her just this celestial form of Diragosta come down two-handed with the hammer just right onto her back. There's just this flash of energy.
My guy.
This heavy thud. And you see her kind of stagger forward at the impact of the blow, kind of dropping to one knee as well and having to like get herself up, looking pretty battered and beaten. Still standing, but...
What I've heard her name?
No, the name was never said. I said the name for him to recognize who it was. It was never said out loud.
Okay, cool. Never mind. That's it. That's why I ask.
And Dace.
She's looking pretty beat up, yeah?
Yeah, pretty bad.
I cast Sleep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Sleep for me.
I don't actually have to... It's not on hit, right? It's just the HP?
Yeah, it doesn't hit you. Roll up a number of HP that is affected, starting with the lowest health creatures.
29.
29. Okay.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
You get to choose the creatures too, right? I'm pretty sure you.
I think so.
Or is it all? Let me double check just to be sure.
Yeah, hold
up. No, it's a point you choose, so it's an area. Yeah, you can like pick over here to not cover where your friends are because it's an area and it's anything in that area, but you can position it so it just gets. That's
and
fine.
It doesn't affect. It doesn't affect 7 anyway, so
yeah.
I just have to avoid.
Put it over there so I don't fall asleep again, dummy. You keep putting my ass. Stop putting my ass to sleep.
You're not wanting to place it on your companions. I figured.
Right.
You release this, and as she's kind of like trying to stagger and get herself up, you see her like slump to the floor, eyes closed. You can still hear heavy breathing, so you can tell that she is not dead but asleep.
Oh shit!
You can hear the bell and the sound of the hooves growing much louder, and you can also hear like shouting.
How do we tie her up? How do we we have one how long does this last?
It'll last maybe a minute or two. I mean, we really don't have long, and I don't think ropes are going to help at all. So what do you guys want to do here? I don't know. It's up to you, man.
I go grab the box that I came over in, and can we put her in the box?
I don't think the box is going to hold it.
What about the box she came in?
Is that still here?
She was a child in that box.
She was a little bitty kid, and that box got smashed.
Dude. 7. What do you want to do?
As you guys are having all this discussion, the sounds
don't
would be
wanna
much.
I don't want to kill her. Is there anything we could do to reverse this?
Can I put a hand on his shoulder and cure wounds him?
You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna cure wounds. Here, take this real quick.
Wait, won't that fucking make the monster just stronger? Won't that
No,
be...
I'm just curing you.
He's not curing the monster.
curing me.
He's curing
Okay.
you.
Oh,
I
nice.
don't care about her. No offense.
Lulz.
5?
So you
I'll
heal
take it.
5 points of damage.
I'll take it.
Rounding the corner on horseback and followed by several of his companions, you all recognize a man in a long red cloak with
Archon?
shining armor. It is
Archon.
Archon. And
Archon! Finally! Oh, thank God. I have been trying to get to you for...
He's not there yet. You just see him round the corner. He's like a ways up ahead. And as
What's our story? What's our story? We don't have long.
slow down there. As he does, you see the horses and all the guards, and then you see this mutated girl get back up. Gets up, and she's going to swing at you again. 7.
God damn it, dude.
21 to hit you, which will hit you.
Yeah. But you're gonna roll low on damage again and get a 19.
No. But, I rolled pretty good on damage.
No.
It'd be 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus!
I almost rolled max damage. I was 1 off of max damage.
God damn. What happens now? I haven't been downed in a long time.
How much health do you have after taking 17 points of damage?
0 health. Yeah,
Okay, so
I'm done.
you fall unconscious. You see she's back awake. It seems like the spell has worn off, and she just, like, as she's getting up, just uppercuts 7 and catches him unaware and right under the jaw. You see him just go reeling back, his short sword kind of falling to the ground out of his grip, and he just slumps to the floor, motionless. He is unconscious.
Oh,
Well, at least I don't have to deal with this anymore. Sleep with that.
later.
Emmett, it is your turn.
If it's been a minute for her to wake up, then my spiritual weapon is gone also.
Okay.
Because
Noted.
that duration is a minute. Son of a... I would like bonus action to cast Cure Wound, Healing Word. Wait, he's right next to me, right?
He is.
Alright, yeah. Then, wait, only one of these is a bonus action. So, Healing Word, Mr. Fall Down. No, get up! And that's my healing word. Just that.
Okay.
1d4 plus 1. That is 3!
Heal to 3 HP. You come to consciousness lying on the ground and coughing up some blood and feeling like...
And I look back at her, go back to sleep! And I try to knock her out in the face.
You can't... never mind. Bonus action.
Yeah.
For healing word.
Yeah.
See what you did. Cool. Okay. No advantage here. She didn't reckless.
Yeah. It's just like an 11, I think. I rolled a 6.
Okay. You go to swing again, and you see her kind of just lurch out of the way. You were more focused on making sure 7 was okay, and she just dodges out of the way of the mace swing. Day, it is your...
I go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast once again.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. No advantage, just regular rolls.
18 total.
Does in fact hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
10 and a 6.
What's the duration on Hex? I think it's like an hour, isn't it? Hex is freaking OP.
It's a while, and then after they die, I can put it on.
Right, it's an hour. So it's still, just making sure it's still. So go ahead. So it's still Hex. So go ahead and roll that.
I got 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Oh!
Oh! Ooh.
7. I'm sorry. And I put up my hand, just...
He says this, and you see him kind of like a gauntlet style grab onto his other arm, and you see this like spirit bomb style, like small bead of energy just grow in the palm of his hand, and it expands and just blasts forward with this quick burst of energy that slams right into her chest and like sends her kind of spiraling off to the side, and she just slumps to the ground, and it just lies there still.
Oof.
Has her body changed?
No, form stays the same. You see at this point Archon and the guards run up and are all around. You see him hop off of his horse, and he just, what is going on here?
Archon, it is so good to finally see you. We have so much to talk about. First,
a moment. Are you all at least all right? You two secure the perimeter. You stick with me. And you see the others kind of take off with their horses, and the other one is around as well. His horse walks over to you all.
Sorry, say that one more time. Around with the horse.
Archon like scattered the guards and had them secure the perimeter, and one is like still just around you guys. He hopped down off of his horse and is walking over towards.
First thing you should know, they came in on boats and left from there. I'm not really sure what exactly is happening. We were in this marketplace, and this thing started attacking people.
Who is they? What exactly happened to you?
I don't know. We were trying to have a good night at the inn, and here we are. And I just kind of look to Seven and Day like a...
Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
What are we saying? Is this what we want to say?
At this point, I look like Day. That is worn off.
Yeah.
Is it too late to guidance myself?
Yep. What'd you get?
Ooh, a 16.
16. Yes. Okay. He kind of looks to you for a moment. You see him like removing his helm and just kind of holding it up under his arm, and he looks to all of you. Scuffled from this battle. Seven clearly worse off than others. He kind of helps you up off the ground. Seven. He looks back to you, Emmett, and says, "Right. So just some weird monster attacked, and you were having a time at the inn. It's not the report that I got from nearby citizens that some sort of fight was breaking out and some sort of monster attacked. Is that what I'm to believe?" And he looks past you at the body.
50-50. I've been hit in the face a couple times.
You all remember I told you that hopefully the next time I saw you wouldn't be under circumstances where you'd be getting into trouble.
I would like to say that we saved things.
This is us saving the city, saving your city, doing your job for you. You should be thanking us or paying us.
With you.
Right. How silly of me. Where are my manners? I would like to give you all a first-class stay at the local prison.
Well,
and
Archon.
See him kind of pull out some manacles, and he
Archon.
begins walking up to you.
Before,
Emmett, and as you've got your hands forward, he locks your hands, and you are... And
we have so much to tell you from the swamp. Guard. What about the thing over in the sky right now?
I'm going to flee, baby.
Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me.
Okay. Where the fuck did I throw my dice?
Archon, this is a big misunderstanding.
That's an 11 plus 5 is a... Oh, no, sorry, that's a 13. 13? Did it roll? Fuck.
What'd you get?
I don't know if it was 11 and then I knocked it in. Let's just say 11.
Okay.
Plus 5 is a 16.
16. Okay, so as he cuffs Emmett and turns to you, you kind of like turn quickly and go to take off and run. And as you do, he sticks his foot out and trips you, and you fall flat on your face. Another guard walks. I rolled a natural 20 to contest your.
Damn!
Dude.
Oh yeah.
He sees. He's savvy to what's going on. He trips you. You fall. He walks over with another guard, and they both kind of pick you up and help you back to your feet. You are also manacled. The other guards kind of have brought you forward as well, Day, and they've got you all grouped together. You are all kind of handcuffed. And looped and chained together and affixed to the saddle of Archon's horse and being led to to the prison. As you all are walking, Archon kind of looks down over at all of you and just says, well, you wanted some time to explain yourself. Go ahead.
7. Tell him.
I'm going to try to quietly mage hand his key from him to unlock these cuffs.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Mage hand. I picked that up, you guys. Did you forget?
Archon, it's listen, Archon.
Oh, come on, man.
Look over here.
Fucking, it's a 5.
Archon.
And you said sleight of hand plus 7, so it's 12.
A 12?
We were at the docks.
You have so you all also see 7, and you see him kind of like stick his tongue out to the side and like squint a little bit, and you see this like spectral pale blue hand just kind of like creep up towards Archon's like belt and his keys.
Oh, come on.
And as that's happening, one of the guards from behind you is just like, hey, and he runs up and like smacks you with the edge of his spear, and like breaks your concentration. You see Archon like look back again.
7. All right.
He yanks on the chain, and you all kind of like lurch forward that you're tied to as he does this.
Day, would you like to enlighten him, please? Somebody? You're going to leave this up to me.
Someone could do some talking very quickly. I will say trying to evade capture.
We're not trying.
Once we already
He's
have
scared.
You captured.
Do you know who the deck is?
Oh, shit.
He kind of like looks around and then looks back to you and says, in a hushed voice, we know of them, yes.
We were trying to gather information from them. Things went extremely bad. We have so much to tell you.
He stops in line for a moment and like kind of leans down out of his saddle towards you, Emmett, and says, and I'm trying to save your damn life. Now stop being a fool and keep quiet. And he eyes forward and just stays.
Archon, you're not listening to us. We need to escape.
I want all 3 of you to make perception checks real quick.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, 19.
Oof, that's a 6.
12. Total.
Plus, it's a plus, you said perception? It's 8 total.
Okay. Emmett, you notice that after Archon says this, and you kind of catch on to what he's saying. You're like keeping up this facade. And as you do that, you look off, and on either side of the street, you're walking down. Every other building or so, there's someone on it, and they like fade away as soon as you're walking, and they're all dressed in all black. You stay walking for like a good 20-30 minutes down the street. People are getting out of the way, but you probably see at least 30 people on the rooftops on this journey. They're all watching, and as soon as you cross, like they're watching you, and as you cross and pass, then they just fade and disappear. You're trying to keep track of how many there are. You kind of see one, and then you see another, and you go to look back to the one you just saw, and it's already vanished. And you can tell they're dressed just like the figures that you saw with Declan.
I look at Day, and I just do this.
Emmett, what is it?
I see that. We don't know what this means.
I message back. They're on the rooftops watching us. Sorry. Let me keep this canon. They're on the rooftops watching us, and we got to be careful. Just follow Archon. Is that enough? Can I do all that?
Yeah, that's
in
enough.
a condensed version.
That's about all you have.
The deck is still surrounding us. They're all over the rooftops. Look.
After he points this out, you notice, as Emmett did, that there are several more members who are watching you all. You are being trailed forward. Archon just every now and then looking around. He seems diligent, but even Archon seems on edge. Not so much panic, but he's anxious, and I guess rightfully so. You also see him every now and then look back to you 3, and he just like locks eyes with each of you for a moment, and then just looks forward and carries on in silence, walking you through the middle of the night down an empty road, heading to prison. And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
Oh!
It's probably the safest place to be right now.
Jesus
Christ. Made it out of that one.
Barely.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
God damn.
Yo, good job, you guys. Yeah, good job.
Barely.
Slow clap.